Hello, 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 and welcome to Diego C Palace. Just getting comfortable. Hello, and welcome to Diego C Palace here. Um, Live watch along for UEFA Champions League football. There's a lot of football clubs from the Premier League featuring tonight. We've got Chelsea at home at the Bridge versus Barcelona. It's just kicked off. It's 0-0. And we've also have Marseille, and they have visitors of none other than Newcastle United. And also we've got, of course, Manchester City at home at against Bayern Leverkusen. So lots of other matches as well going on today in the Champions League. A lot of football clubs who, in their respective leagues, whether they're in the Premier League, the Bundesliga, Serie A, elsewhere, they may have been having a very difficult start to their season campaigns, and no doubt teams I expect Chelsea started a bit slow in the Premier League season, in my opinion, but they're up there, second at the moment. So they would want to finish in that top 8 in the Champions League on that first stage, in my opinion. I think, as a Palace fan, looking at Chelsea fans there, so. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans have a doubt on their manager, Maresca. That's the way I feel about it, as I see it from the outside looking in. Of course, Manchester City have been hot and cold in the Premier League, and they're not as close to Arsenal, I think, in the Premier League like they would have probably wanted to be. But they're turning things around, I think, in the Premier League. I think it's fair to say. Are they firing all cylinders? I don't think so. I think they're probably firing on like 55-60% of their capability. That's Manchester City fans. I think they'll probably agree with that. Perhaps even more, but some of them may be more poignant at their points in how Pep Guardiola has started their Premier League campaign and their Champions League campaign this season. Newcastle have scored! Newcastle have scored! I'm so far behind. Do you know what? I think this league is just so far behind. Like, literally. I'm sorry. Yesterday I was live streaming, and after I did the live stream yesterday, I went to do a match of the day, and I was literally 24 hours late. So Newcastle United have scored. Newcastle, big up to Demo. Hope you're doing well. I am so just not with it, but it looks like it's yes, Newcastle United. It's Harvey. Is it Harvey Barnes? Let's have a look. Barnes has scored early doors, and it looks like. Let's see if they can show it. Yeah, it is Harvey Barnes. Oh, that's a lovely shot. They're just showing it there. It's in the middle of the box, and that's a very well taken goal. No thought of what should I do here? Very good player there, Harvey Barnes, and it puts Newcastle ahead, 1-0 against Marseille. And who is the manager at Marseille? I'm always intrigued to find out. It's Robert De Zerbi. Of course, he used to be the manager of that horrible club with the Seagulls, isn't it? Wasn't he? Or was he the manager down there, I think, back in the day? But anyhow, starting really well there. And if it stays how it is, Newcastle are up to 4th. Good evening to Damo. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Newcastle are, again, that's another club that probably their fan base are thinking that they've not kicked into gear this season. I mean, they're in the bottom half of the Premier League season. So a good start to the UEFA Champions League campaign will give them, I suppose, some kind of resolve. Also, pending that January transfer window, perhaps they may need to get rid of a few bodies, get a few people that are off ill on the sidelines back on online, and also perhaps get a few players coming in. So Newcastle United there, leading Marseille 1-0, and it's they're up to fourth place. So well done, Eddie Howe, for that. But I don't think Newcastle will go down in the Premier League, even if they lose and draw the next two Premier League matches. I think they'll survive. Certainly with Eddie Howe, I think he's a very good manager there. Good evening to Henry Smith. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for your comments thus far, and I hope you're doing well. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace as you drop in if you can. But let's go back to the, if I can multitask here. Oh, is the live stream okay? Do you know what? I haven't even checked the sound. I'm such an amateur. I can't really say that I'm new at streaming because I've been doing it for a little while, I suppose, but I have been off for a few months. But I think the way to do it is you're supposed to check that the sound is all right, if you know. The video looks okay. Let's just see if the sound's... Oh dear, how do you do this? Right, the sound seems to be okay. I'll let that go through. Good evening to all of you. Damo to Henry Smith. I'm looking forward to the fixture, of course, Crystal Palace on Thursday. And it's going to be an interesting one. I'll try and do the watch along for that, but I've got a very busy Thursday and Friday, so it's how it drops and how it lands. I'll do my best. There's going to be a lot of football tomorrow, of course. Liverpool also featuring. Will they get their season back on track? And just trying to get the Chelsea lineup, and of course Palace are away. Can't get the Chelsea game up. It was up a minute ago. I'm on Strasbourg. So that's who we got on Saturday. Oh, it's all clear. Thank you very much, DJ Mark. I'm multitask. I'm trying to get some of the games up. I'm trying to see if the sound is working. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Good evening to DJ Mar. We're supposed to look. The battery's, poor thing's, is on its last legs. I need to charge that up. Oh, let's get the cable. Let me just plug it in. Otherwise, we'll lose everything. Thank you very much, DJ. Yep. I can hear it. So that's good. Right, so then now that that's okay, let's just see if I can get the... I wanted to get the Chelsea lineup. And more importantly, not that... still Newcastle United 1 away at Marseille. Everyone else seems to be 0-0. Earlier on, there was two fixtures that did occur. Ajax lost to Benfica. Ajax have gone right down the pan, haven't they? Remember back in the day, Ajax used to be sort of the forefront of developing players, both players and managers, if I may say so. And we just can't get a win at the moment, and causing all sorts of scenes as well of the football, of the pitches move. Galatasaray 0 and Unia St. Gilloise 1. So Galatasaray. Let's have a quick browse in here at the Turkish side, Galatasaray, and there was no Sane on there. They've got a good side there. They've got good players there. So Galatasaray, not Osimhen, didn't feature there. Right, let's get into still 0-0. Chelsea. We're about 20 minutes into the match. And we are Chelsea 0, Barcelona 0. Get this to work. I can't keep stretching like that. That's going to do my back in. Not that I don't want to pick up any injuries. As a Palace fan, we do not want to pick up any injuries. Coming into got Manchester United at the weekend. We won't have an injury, so we'll prevail, hopefully. No, we should do. Did you see how poor Manchester United's team was yesterday? There was no fight. Even when they were up against less players on the pitch, there was no fight about them. And I think if they play like that against my Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park on Sunday at noon, I think we should be at least 2-0 up, 3-0 up at half-time. Chelsea lineup: Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, and Mark Cucurella as a back four. In the midfield pivot, Enzo Maresca has gone with James and Caicedo. Very, very, very strong midfield pivot there. All that experience with James. Of course, Estevao, Fernandez, Alejandro Garnacho, and up top he's gone with Pedro Neto again. So I'm pretty sure that he scored a goal in the last Premier League game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, thank you very much. So that's the Lamine Yamal, which is I put on the thumbnail. What an amazing prospect of a player. I mean, he's still not. I mean, he's such an amazing player. He can create things. He makes opposition fans probably just lean forward and say, "What's he going to do now?" The way he turns with the ball, the way he controls the ball, the maturity that he has about the game, whether he's doing the transition into an attack mode with his fellow players at Barcelona. Hansi Flick is clearly getting him doing well in Serie A as well, in La Liga, I should say. And they've got Lewandowski up top, Kounde, Balde, Frank de Jong. It looks like he's starting. I think he's kind of playing in the number 8 position. I'm not sure, by the way he's moving out of position now as they're showing it. Oh no! Oh no! Here we go. Did I jinx it yesterday when I was saying that Manchester City will get back onto their winning ways? And let me just go into that one. And it won't load up. It won't load up. Oh. Thank you, Damo. Thank you very much. Yes, Alejandro Grimaldo. I've got it now, but not the live feed. He scored on 23 minutes, and oh, that's not good. Where are they on the table then? Where's City in the? I mean, have they won anything? No, they. Well, I suppose they can. I don't know. In this new format for the Champions League, if you lose one and say draw 2, can you still qualify in the top 8? Maybe so. I don't know. Possibly the Arsenal fans and the Liverpool fans will know a bit more about that. Liverpool are playing tomorrow. And remember, tomorrow is going to be Bayern Munich against Arsenal, and it's going to be Elise up against Ebrieze. So that's just forever. How have you been? Very well, thank you, Henry. Very busy. Very busy indeed. I'm knackered today, so I nearly didn't go live, but I thought, you know what? Let's just push it. Thank you very much for everyone that dropped in yesterday. I got up to 5 likes or a bit more. Thank you very much. That means the world to me. So thank you very much. So City, let's have a little browse at the who's up top for Omar Mamouche. I thought Omar Mamouche was probably one of the buys that in the transfer window. Why isn't Erling Haaland starting? They're at home. They're up against Bayern Leverkusen. Have they got like a Manchester City or a Liverpool game at the weekend? They can't be Manchester United because we got them. It's you got to start. See, I don't understand it. I mean, maybe I don't know how Pep Guardiola thinks, but I would start Erling Haaland and I would start Jeremy Doku. If they were fully fit, I'd start those 2 players. Yeah, he's on the bench. Both of them. I've seen when when I have been at Selhurst Park and I've seen this young man, Jeremy Doku, play. There's a player there. He's difficult to defend against. Ask Mark Gahey and Chris Richards at Crystal Palace from 2 seasons ago. Jeremy Doku. I think there's a player there. As for Erling Haaland, he can just bring so many different things of an approach of attacking ways, I think, for any side, for for City, feeding the ball up to him through the lines, or if you can play it out wide and just linking him up, or even if you play the long ball. I think Erling Haaland has got to start, isn't it? City fans out there, if there's any, I know I keep having a go at you saying everywhere you go you get battered, but oh my days. And let's go back. We'll get this one up. And is Enzo Maresca a flash in the pan? Ah! Look at that! Look at that! Chelsea, the Chelsea fans on the Fulham Road. Have they got their Chelsea back? It is Chelsea uno, Barcelona zero. What is Pedro Neto? Has he been having his Weetabix like twice in the morning and once in the afternoon or something? It wasn't. No, they're changing it. Is VAR looking at it? I don't think there's anything wrong with that goal, unless he's got a deflection. I think they've got to give that to Pedro Neto, isn't it? I think are they ruling it out? I'm a few minutes behind. Yeah, but if it's at the bridge, listen, I've been to the. You know what? I've got so many videos to upload from the bridge. Not this season, but last season. Still, the refereeing decisions. If Chelsea are offside and they score at the bridge, 99.76.7.222345%, they will get the decision. And I bet you any money that Chelsea will get the decision and they'll get the goal. Barcelona, they're probably saying in Spanish, trampa, trampone. It's like they're cheating. I think they pointed that as an own goal. For the Barcelona right back. It's quite interesting to see Alejandro Garnacho going down that left-hand side and to see how I'd like to see so say the ball is like, say, 5 or 10 yards in front of him, and Lamine Yamal, will he track back and like chase with him? Who will be the faster player? Who's technically the better player? You got to say Lamine Yamal, isn't it? But that's quite an interesting little duel there. But obviously, in my opinion, Garnacho will be looking to get around the Barcelona right back of Cunha and the central defender of Araujo. I mean, unless I've got this wrong, the midfield pivots are Eric Garcia and Frank de Jong up against James and Caicedo. Who's going to win this duel? But at the moment, Chelsea are winning 1-0. So the Chelsea fans, have they got their Chelsea back? Do they see that the manager that they've got, they've got Mark Guiu, they've got Joe, Delap, Palmer still to return from injury. Look at that substitute bench. Look at that substitute bench of Chelsea. They're just so jammy. Literally, they've got like 3 sides there. Right, let's update the check. You're right. Thank you, Damo, and to Henry for the up scores. Let's update the title because you're right, it has changed. So, Bodø/Glimt, Chelsea 1-0 up. So let's change it. 1-0. And Bayern Leverkusen is 1-0 over away at the Etihad, of course, at Manchester City. And Newcastle United, Eddie Howe, although he hasn't sort of kicked off where he probably would want to in the Premier League, in the Champions League, spish bash bosh, mate. The man can't do wrong. They've got their tails up in France. in Marseille. Right, I've changed the thing. Thank you very much for the updates on the scores. Napoli are 0-0 against Karabag, if that's how you pronounce it. Slavia Prague is 0-0 against Atletico Club. And right, let me just get this. How do I do the other bit? Oh shit! Why did I do just that? Okay, let's go. Oh. Caicedo on the ball. Oh, is he all right? Is Caicedo down injured now? No, he's all right. I'm a little bit behind. I'm about 2 minutes behind. So, but it's all right. If you see the scores, put them in. I don't mind at all. It actually helps me catch up to things. I don't want to be 24 hours late like I did last night. I was live streaming and I was 24 hours late. And I called it live as well. The outrage. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. All the games that kicked off at 8 o'clock, I've had a good 30 minutes or so. Newcastle United are still leading 1-0 against Marseille away. And Chelsea, Estevao now on the ball. Oh, is that offside? Oh, Garnacho could have scored there, but I think he was offside. I just got a feeling that if Barcelona get an equaliser just before half time, things can turn really badly. But why is Frank de Jong starting? Why is Rafinha not starting for Barcelona? As well. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot you got Marcus Rashford as well, of course, isn't it? Oh dear. Cucurella. Oh, that's a good defending by Cucurella, and I don't like him. He's one of those players you just don't like to watch. But he's a very good technical player. But that's a very good recovery from Marc Cucurella for Chelsea, preventing an attack on the Sanchez Chelsea goal there. I don't think I can think of some of the managers. They must be thinking they must have important games at the weekend, kind of thing. Goal kiss taken. It's close. It's not close. It's just like taken short here. Barcelona get a little throw here. The captain of Barcelona, Araujo, he has picked up a yellow. Yeah, I can see on the ticket that they haven't given it to any of the Chelsea players. It looks like it's an own goal to of a Barcelona player. For me, I think that was. I think they should give the goal to Pedro Neto, but what do I know? But this is what I'm talking about. Wasn't that a clear decision? And Chelsea got the decision. It's at Stamford Bridge. It's at the bridge. They get the decisions. I say no more. But trying to jinx it for them, I'm just saying. But it's true, though. I swear, every time a Crystal Palace manager goes to the bridge, they always get a yellow card. Every single time that I've been there to watch them live. It's not even funny. Right, let me just pour a drink. Why is he touching it with his hand? I don't know what happened there. Could this turn out to be a statement performance by Enzo Maresca and Chelsea players? This is not a side that is hopeful of winning the Champions League. Hansi Flick is at Barcelona looking to win the Champions League this season. He's got squad in depth there. We've got Rafinha, Marcus Rashford, Daniel Almo. Good possession, work off the ball by Chelsea. I've got to give them that. They're working it hard. They're not allowing Barcelona to settle in a sense of dictate the how they want to attack, whether they use the width of Torres or Lamine Yamal on the other side. A lot of work off the ball, in my opinion, by Fernandez and Caicedo. And normally I criticise Caicedo quite a lot. Big up to you, the dog. Good evening. This is how you're doing, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing the Palace Ultras turn up to Stratford. Yeah, they'll be there. We've got the best away fans in the history of football kind. If you go to Covent Garden, just in front of the Freemasons building, there's a lovely pub there, and you'll see the Crystal Palace away fans back in the day, because they were there back in the day. If you know, you know. No one ever heard of Arsenal or Liverpool or Manchester United in those days. If you know, you know. But well recommended. There's a lot of history there in football. Please hit a like and subscribe. Big up to the talk. I hope you're doing well. Barcelona just grabbed a little free kick here on 39 minutes or so. 40 minutes, I think. It's like Barcelona hasn't kicked into second gear. They're like they're not being able to big up to Henry Smith and to the dog there. I don't know how to split this thing. How do I get the oh, I guess I could do it like this, and then is it still okay? I'm worried that I might press something and then I lose. Oh my god, Juventus are losing to Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt are doing quite well, if I'm not mistaken. As it stands, I know they lost back to back, so I'm thinking of somebody else. Chelsea still winning 1-0, approaching the halftime mark. Newcastle still winning 1-0 as well. Napoli still 0-0. Slavia Prague 0. Athletic Bilbao 0. And Hansi Flick looks very agitated in his technical area. He looks like a Mark II Mikel Arteta, working around and if I can tomorrow, I'll do the Liverpool game and keep an eye on the arse. I don't know. I don't know which one to do. Whether to watch the Liverpool game or to do the or to watch actually the Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, because obviously Ebrieze is going to be on the same pitch with Michael Olise, and absolutely a lot of respect and absolutely love for both of those two players. Absolutely role models. But Juventus are losing 1-0. To me, Chelsea look comfortable. Chelsea look comfortable against Barcelona. I don't think I was going to say that in the first half. They look comfortable. Barcelona are not creating enough. They're not, for me, they're not working enough off the ball. Chelsea on the breakaway play, Barcelona just not had any opportunities. Oh, is City come close? Let's get back on the other one. Still 1-0. Let me go back to the City game quickly. I think this will end up 1-0 to Chelsea first half. I just hope I don't lose the live stream. I've got so many things open. Oh my God. How'd you do this? Oh, there's a big challenge there with Chelsea. Chelsea get a free kick there. Unless it's at half time, if you're 1-0 down to Bayern Leverkusen, that name rings a bell. There's the manager for Bayern Leverkusen, Kasper Hummeland. Did he used to play back in the day, like Pep did as well? Well, that name rings a bell for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. At half time, you've got to bring Erling Haaland on. Bring on Jeremy Doku. You've got Bernardo Silva there. Ruben Diaz. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, hello, Garcia. Is that a second? Is he been sent? I think that's a second yellow card. I think he's had one yellow card, hasn't he? I mean, I didn't watch all the bits. Barcelona. 10 jugadores solo. ¿Qué les pasa a la Barcelona? Barcelona, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué le pasa, hombre? Barcelona, por favor. He's on a yellow card. He's the captain of Barcelona. And you go and chop somebody up. Who's the referee? Is it Martin Oliver? No. It's some referee called Slavko Vinkic. I'm not going to pronounce it. I've just butchered his name. Oh, what's happened there? The Arsenal game is the one to watch tomorrow, surely. Yeah, I think so. I've got to watch Elise versus Eze. But do you know what? I'm not trying to jinx it for the Liverpool fans, but I just got a hunch that tomorrow they'll fix the slot machine at Anfield. You know, they'll get the engineers in, they'll get the lubricant out, pardon the expression, but they'll do their thing there, get the slot machine working, and they'll start to kick off their season both in the Champions League and in the Premier League. Because at the moment, Liverpool in freefall. If Liverpool lose tomorrow, is it tomorrow or Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow. And then they lose against West Ham at the weekend. I don't think Arnold Slot is going to make it till January, let alone mid-December. Unbelievable. Well, it's unbelievable. I didn't think I'd be saying that Chelsea look comfortable against Barcelona. You know, they're playing up against maybe it's Frank de Jong. Maybe is he overpaid? Is he overrated? Does it need a bit of Marcus Rashford? You know, seasoning to the Barcelona side. Swap him, take Torres out, bring on Marcus Rashford. Lewandowski's not really had much of a service, but I think never mind the service and all that. I think off the ball, discipline. Trevor Chalobah, the two central defenders, Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, Rhys James, and Caicedo, they've been solid. And whenever they've left a space in between them, Mark Cucurella, very experienced, although I don't like him, he has put in a good tackle in and put his body in and stopped Barcelona. Chalobah, Augusto's ball there. Neto on the ball. I think that's a throw in there for Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. Just remember, Palace started the Liverpool slump. course we did. There was a time when they were like, I remember back in the day saying that I wouldn't mind reaching Liverpool in the final in the FA Cup, and people were saying, "You actually want to win the cup?" It's like, yeah, and they didn't believe me. They need a manager that knows how to build a squad of players, established players, new players, young players, which is what they brought in. They spent a lot of money, and players who are coming to the end of their careers. They need a manager with experience at a high level to put all that together. And I don't think Arnold Slot is that. I said that last season when I did a watch along, and they got knocked out by Plymouth Argyle. It was like a month after they sacked Wayne Rooney as their manager. They even sold their best striker, and then about 3 weeks later, they played Arnold Slot's Liverpool, although he did play like his B side, and they got knocked out. They got knocked out of I can't remember if it was a League Cup or the FA Cup, but it was. But ever since then, I said to myself, if Arnold Slot at Liverpool playing his B side can't beat Plymouth Argyle, they weren't the bottom of the Championship. They were bottom of League One, if I'm not mistaken. They're now in League Two. And they just sacked Wayne Rooney. And they couldn't beat them. They got cooked by them. And I just thought, if you're a manager at Liverpool and you can't beat a side like, a Division 1 or Division 2 sort of side, mate, you will last 5 minutes in the Championship. What's this? Big up to the dog. How are you excited for the World Cup? Vamos. No. You've got it all wrong. It's not Venezuela. It's Colombia. What are you talking about? Look at that. You see that wonderful Colombian jersey there? That's been signed by none other than over there by I'm gonna trap a rib here or a nerve here, just trying to point it out and pointing this route from where I was brought up. But that Colombian jersey there's been signed by none other than Jefferson Lerma, the best number 8 player in the Premier League. I do love Adam Walter, by the way. And then and off to bed, everyone. Daniel Munoz there as well. So they both signed in this. They get me down about Venezuela. Listen, no, you get it. Big difference between Venezuela and Colombia. Don't you start that now. No. Check that out. Big up to the dog. Please hit like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. Right, half-time, Chelsea 1, Barcelona 0. And while all this, instead of rabbiting on about Daniel Munoz and Jefferson Lerma, apparently Barcelona were having a little browse for Barcelona. But what, is Daniel Munoz going to go and sit on the bench and watch Lamine Yamal play football? I just can't see him going there playing as a bench player. There was rumours, of Jean-Philippe Mateta before he hit his form. Barcelona. Okay, it's time for a drink now because I'm like literally dying here. So, Diego, I wonder if I can pronounce the whole name. The dog, Malcolm Aweeby Love. Yeah, it's so much because Palace have been doing so well. Players don't get a chance. Yes, I remember Michael Abuiri, but I tell you something, it's so difficult to players to break through into the first lineup at Crystal Palace. I mean, look at Roman Eze as an example. Cool, what's wrong with me, man? There's a player there in the lad, but he can't get 2 regular starts at Selhurst. So it is what it is. I think his time will come, and I hope when he gets his chance, he takes it, and he proves the manager wrong. Right, let's get into it. I'm just going to go into. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Newcastle still winning. Oh, let's go into this one. What's happened to the other? Oh, 1 minute. I'm going to try and get the line. I should really have done the lineups. Been a bit lazy today, but I'm really tired. Hold on. Whoops. Ooh. Why is this one not coming on? There we are. There we go. Let's leave that alone there. Where can I put that? Let's move that over there. Right. What's going on? Right. What I'm going to do now is coming to you, the dog, Malcolm Aboui. Love it. Oh my days, this guy. You deliberately selected that really long name just to make me work hard. The dog, Malcolm Aboui. Lover. Oh dear. There's always one. It's Crystal Palace fans. Unbelievable. Right, let's have a look. That's better. They're just showing a little replay there of Robert Lewandowski, and he's not a happy bunny there. He's the two defenders in front of him. Trevor Chalobah's got him in his pocket. Newcastle United are still at half-time and 1-0 up against Marseille away. So they're doing really well there. Yeah, exactly. As he's such a talented, exciting player. Yeah, he brings on Devaney on. Devaney on has got more maturity on the ball in Vital, and then he has scored a few crucial goals for us. Devaney makes me fall asleep, that lad. I mean, if that's what happens to you, then that's fair enough. But there's different aspects of I think maturity on the ball, attacking of the ball, whilst on the ball, and also I think what Oliver Glasner looks is to see what the players are doing when we haven't got the ball. How much they get stuck in, and there's clearly something in training, never mind on match day, but in training that Oliver Glasner is seeing in Roman Eze and saying, "You're not ready. You're not ready to start for me." And so they're all professionals. These players, they've all got to show their coaching staff and their manager, "Look, I'm doing for you this in training. What are you waiting for?" But then, of course, if that's how it is, and that's how it is. But Devaney there is very good. Just trying to get the lineup, so I'm going. I had them here. I've still got about 10 minutes or 5 minutes before the second half's kick off. Have Chelsea fans got their Chelsea back? Have they got those times where they had Didier Drogba, Michael Essien, Mikelele, the JTs of back in the day? Have they got those that kind of spirit of players back? I don't know, because I don't understand Chelsea. I think what Chelsea fans will be probably looking at is trophies. What's in the trophy cabinet with this manager? With what's been spent, what's been let go, what's there. Remember, this is Chelsea winning 1-0 at home at the Bridge. Well deserved that 1-0 lead. They frustrated Barcelona, and they even got Cole Palmer, playing because obviously he's injured. So here we go. I've got the Newcastle lineup and their subs. So I'm just going to put that in the chat. No, actually, I'm going to put it in the Oh, this is demanding. Oh, what have I done there? 1 minute, people. Sorry. Okay. Right. First of all, I'm going to put here in the description quickly. United lineup. But are they playing? They're playing away, so it should be Marseille first, shouldn't they? Really? Marseille, Weah. Oh, I wonder if Weah is related to the George Weah. That was a player back in the day. If you know, you know. Right, so let me put Marseille here versus. What is it? Marseille. Second half is about to start at the bridge. And Barcelona are down to 10 players. Their captain just couldn't keep his cool. How's he going to get a yellow card right at the end of that first half? Flick must be flicking his hair and pulling his hair, more like it. So that is the Marseille. Oh, have I lost the live stream? I hope not. Right, I've just saved. Big up to everybody in the chat. And I've just put in the description the lineup for Marseille versus Newcastle United. Marcus Rashford has started on the bench for Barcelona. Robert Lewandowski's got the head of the back. Marcus Rashford can play in the number 9 and also down in the wing. So he's got to change it. He's losing. And he's got, well, I don't know, he's limited because obviously his captain has come off. Well, not come off, he's been sent off. Also, for Chelsea, Alejandro Garnacho is back in the starting lineup for Chelsea for that first half, and also Fofana, if I'm not mistaken. Right, let's get the City lineup. Good evening to all football. Hope you're doing well. I hope you all had them. Yes, they have been very, very, very busy. I'm absolutely exhausted, literally. As soon as it finishes, I'm going to have to. That's why I'm going to try and quickly get this in the description. I do like to put the lineups to whatnot. Manchester. I can't even spell Manchester. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Manchester City. You know what? I'm going to put lineup. It's a bit obvious what I'm doing. And then just type in the names quickly. And then Bayern Leverkusen. Bayer, not Bayern. Bayer. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it in the German language. Well, it's Bayer Leverkusen, but they were eyeing up Oliver Glasner. They would absolutely love to have Oliver Glasner. Oh, don't even versus. Don't even jinx it, Diego. But yeah, at the Etihad, they're losing City. He didn't start with Jeremy Doku, and he didn't start with Erling Haaland. I'm no expert on City. All I know is my Palace always beats them at Wembley. And Pep Guardiola is still moaning about his 10 minutes. Or that Dean Henderson, but he had his 10 minutes. If you know, you know. See, Pep Guardiola in the last game, the last Premier League match, he was having a go at the Newcastle players after the game. Also, I think he was having a pop at the. I'm not sure if he was having a pop, but he was having a word with the cameraman or camera woman. I don't know. See, Barcelona not started the goal behind Chelsea against Chelsea, and they haven't even started Marcus Rashford, and he scored loads of goals, and he does link up well with Lamine Yamal and with Frank de Jong. Is it because has Marcus Rashford been late for work? I don't know. Barcelona fans, is your lonely player? Has Marcus Rashford been funny and not turning up to work on time? And is he been punished with not starting today because of that? If you know, you know. And remember, tomorrow also Paris Saint-Germain versus Tottenham Hotspur. If they play like how they played against Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, even though they lost the last game in the Champions League, that might even be double figures, mate. And I'm not even joking there. If you know, you know. Yeah, if Tottenham play how they played and PSG are anywhere near what they did in last year's semi-finals in the Champions League and in the finals, those Tottenham Hotspur fans and those Tottenham players, they're in for a long, long evening of soul reaching, and that's putting it mildly. I can't find it. All right, I'm going to give up. I did have it. I just want to find the lineup for. It's probably started now. Oh, shoot. Let me go back. Oh, I'm probably missing the second half. No, it's not started yet. This is so annoying. All right, let me just save that. There, I'll save that in there. Yeah, absolutely. You're a big. What? What happened? It can be very hard times balancing work life. Yeah, it is. It is, and definitely, it's a hard one. And keep at it, all football. Keep uploading your stuff, and you will get to your 1,000. Believe me, when I was on 500 and I was trying to get to 1,000, it's like at times you're thinking like, should I bother doing this? But just keep digging out of it, and don't just record if you get a chance to go to the matches, because I haven't been able to get to the matches this season. Don't just record the Palace players, record the other players as well and upload that, and that gives you traction as well. That's what got me over towards 1,000 to 2,000 as well, because as you know, the away allocation for away fans at Selhurst Park is very small, comparable to other Premier League sides, given the capacity at Selhurst. I just can't wait for Palace to build that main stand, because when they do, they will be able to they'll be able to milk so much money out of that new stadium, new stand, main stand. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. Please help me get to 5 likes. I found it. Oh no, that's Newcastle. I found it. Sorry, people, I just found it. Chelsea and Barcelona. I knew I had it somewhere. I'm just going to go in there because I do like to put at least the starting lineups. Manchester City, Bayern Leverkusen, and it is of course Chelsea. Sanchez in goal, and then you've got versus. For me, I would bring on Marcus Rashford at half time. I will take Frank de Jong off. I've done this wrong. There, Manchester City. Let's just do that. Okay, I'm saving that in the description. If you want to have a look, I've put in the yeah, can't wait as well. I'm currently a 5,000. What? And listen to. Yeah, you are. You will be. It's difficult to get tickets. It is. I started because I knew this season I wouldn't be able to allocate time for it. I can't even get to the Crystal Palace women's team matches, which is really frustrating me. I'll go there when I can. but I still follow them. Obviously, that you can't take the club out of me. And the moment they get that capacity up to where it ought to be, it'll be it'll be good for the club. It'll be good for everybody. Oh no! I jinxed it for those Newcastle United fans. Ababa who? Ababa what? Ababa Yang. I can't do that. I can't do Troops. Big up to. I said I wasn't going to mention other YouTube streamers, but Troops is Troops. Big up to Troops, a gentleman. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has just scored for Marseille. Who else could it have been? Oh, that's a good goal. Look at that replay. That's quality. The man can still score goals. He was thrown underneath the bus by Mikel Arteta. He was, of course, brought in, I think, about yeah, about who? About what? About yeah, because when it was a link up between him, Granit Xhaka, if I'm not mistaken, Pepe, Lacazette, and they had a goalkeeper, and I think he also was thrown underneath the bus by Mikel Arteta. And they won the FA Cup obviously when he came in, but the moment they won the FA Cup, he couldn't handle Emerick Aubameyang, and oh, Newcastle United have just gone ahead. Is it a goal? Newcastle's just scored. No, it's not a goal. Oh no. City, the goals are dropping in now. City are now losing 2-0 against Bayern Leverkusen. It is all going wrong for the City fans out there. Has he not still? I've got to change the score lines now again, isn't it? So 1-1. Hold on, I've got to change the line. So it's City, Bayern, not Bayern, Bayer Leverkusen. 2 away at the Etihad, and Marseille 1. I thought it was Newcastle got a second goal there, but it didn't. I think it's been disallowed. Yeah, they're just showing it. It wasn't. He was offside. He goes. It was set. Yeah, no, it's not a goal. Okay, fair enough. So still 1-1. Marseille 1, Newcastle 1, and Parik. Abahu. Aba what? Garnacho's just scored. Is this going to be overruled? Is he? No, yeah, is he offside? Barcelona are in the mud. They're behaving like a Liverpool Mark II. They are dropping like a fly. What is going on with Barcelona? Por favor. And remember that Barcelona are down to 10 players because their captain got sent off. And it is Manchester City 0, Bayern Leverkusen 2. Patrick Emerick Aubameyang has scored. He's just done another one. He's just yeah, that's it. Big up to Troops. I don't care. I said I wasn't going to mention other channels, but you got to. He's a legend. He's player. He probably still has contact with him, no doubt. But there's that celebration, that smile from Patrick Emerick Aubameyang, very distinctive smile of his, and he's only going to net in a second one. And if they've turned that upside down, and this is what it is. This is what, perhaps if they had something like that last season, Arsenal, could they have gone a bit further in the Champions League? Could they've got could they have been a bit closer to Liverpool in the Premier League as well? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I don't know. You'll have to ask the Arsenal fans. Did he always used to score against Newcastle when he was an Arsenal player? Probably. But that's just top quality centre forward football there by Patrick Aubameyang. What a goal there. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Let's just see if this is working. Right, let's have a look. Right, so now I've got to change the scores now because obviously it's like literally within 1 minute he scored 2 goals. Juventus have pulled one back. It's Bodo Glimt 1, Juventus 1, Borussia Dortmund 1, Villarreal 0. Chelsea have just scored. I told you. Is this going to be a statement performance by by the Chelsea fans and the Chelsea players? Is this the statement win like you have in boxing that Chelsea need to try and do? It's not going to land them a trophy. It's just going to land them 3 points. But OMG in capitals, Barcelona. The Real Madrid fans will be saying, hello, hola, great, bueno, muy bien. Reece James with an assist there, and Estevao with a very good goal there for Chelsea there. And there's nothing jammy about that. Barcelona just haven't started since the kickoff. Marcus Rashford did come on for Barcelona. That's what I said would happen at halftime. Oh, there it is. And the substitute has just scored. Oh, I've got to change all the scores now. Oh my days! Yeah, bummer. So Chelsea are winning 2-0. Manchester City 0. Bayern Leverkusen 2. Is that the score still on the other one? I can't remember. Chelsea winning 2-0. City are losing 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. Marseille are winning against Newcastle United. They were losing at one point, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, ex-Arsenal prolific striker, but he was thrown underneath the bus by Mikel Arteta. He couldn't handle him in the changing room. And look at that second goal of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And Arsenal fans, if you don't win a trophy again this season, Martin Keown, why don't you say openly, why did Mikel Arteta get rid of him? But he won't, though, would he? I suppose. Marseille is now on 2 goals, so I'm just going to change that. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe. There you go, Super. Big up to the tool. Yes. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. Thank you very much, everyone, for keep subscribing there. Still over 2,000 subscribers, and I've been off YouTubing for about 2 months. So thank you very much for doing that. Still 0-0 between Napoli and Karabakh. Let's just have a look at the lineups there. McTominay's there starting with Rushman Holland up top for Anthony Conte's Napoli side. Di Lorenzo, Oliveira, very good players there as well. Karabakh, they got goals in them, you know. Duran up top. Duran up top for them. I'm pretty sure he's Colombian, if I'm not mistaken. And they've had 2 or 3 goals, definitely 2 goals disallowed, Chelsea. So Barcelona, Juventus have gone ahead. I told you, Juventus. I was surprised to see them losing 1-0 for the first half. And Juventus are now leading 2-1 in the second half. When at the end of the first half, it was Bodo Glimt 1, Juventus 0. But now, 60 minutes into it, and on the 60-minute mark, on the hour mark, McKennie, I wonder if he's from Scotland. But Juventus are leading 2-1. Let me just have a look at the Luciano Spalletti. Yeah, he's the manager. I thought that was the case there. I wasn't sure. Francisco Conceição, I think that is a player. He's up there with Daniel Munoz, in my opinion. Garnacho looks like he's coming off. Let's go back to the... Chelsea are leading 2-0 at the moment, with a substitution now taking place. And Erling Haaland is now coming on. Talk about a bit late now. City fans out there, if there's any City fans out there, why is Jeremy Doku and your Erling Haaland didn't start for you lot? It's a Champions League. If they're fit, just play them. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's not a priority for Pep Guardiola winning the Champions League. I have no idea. Maybe they're injured. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about football. But if I've got two of those players on my bench and they're fully fit, they're starting. Absolutely, all day long. The Chelsea fans at the bridge, and the Chelsea fans at the moment, I think they might believe that they've got their Chelsea back. Probably not until they get and yeah, that's please hit like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Oh. How do I'm going to put this on here, actually. I just spotted this. This is a good one. And so that's in that match. And I don't know if there's any City fans out there, but I just don't understand the lineup of your manager, Pep Guardiola. Do you think he's still arguing with the Newcastle fans? He was doing that after the last match. Why is he arguing with everybody? I think he argues with himself. Maybe that's why he can't pick the right team. But for me, I just don't understand why he didn't start with Erling Haaland and Jeremy Doku. Sound like a scratch record, but I just don't. I couldn't get past that. There's got to be something behind that. What a brilliant goal there by Estevao for Chelsea. Very good goal there. And I'm just popping these in there. Some good comments there. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. And if you can help me get to 5 likes, that would be amazing. I think I've got that already. Oh my God, thank you very much. I think I was going to get 3 or 4 likes, let alone 5 likes. That's mad. Thank you very much, everyone, for dropping the likes. It means a lot. That means there's somebody out there. Chelsea host Barcelona. No, leave that. I mean, that's taken like. Also, Omar Mamouche. I will play Erling Haaland, Omar Mamouche, and Jeremy Doku in the same side at City. If there's any City fans out there, would you agree with me or disagree with me? I think those 3 got to start. I've seen them play live, and I think they've got to be stars. And is there something else going on? Chelsea fans, are you happy that you're not only beating Barcelona, but it's the way you are accomplishing it? Marcus Rashford has come on at half time, and the impact of that is Chelsea's gone down the other end and scored another goal. All that money. There seems to be more attention to the Barcelona fans and the players, what they do off the pitch, than rather what they are doing on the pitch. But make no mistake about it, I said it earlier on, I do believe that the Barcelona manager, Hansi Flick, he's been brought in at Barcelona to not only win the Liga, but also to win the Champions League. And at the moment, their captain, Araujo, oh my days. Someone's still down injured. What's going on? There's a Barcelona player down. I can't figure out who it is. And just before that, Rafinha has started instead of Robert Lewandowski. Last season, Rafinha was the starter all the time for Barcelona. Has he fallen out? Is he picked up an injury? Is he knocking off an injury? I don't know. Very strange lineups by the Barcelona manager, Hansi Flick, in my opinion. And also very strange from Pep Guardiola of Manchester City, in my opinion. But for Enzo Maresca, whom I don't actually rate, but it is what it is on the paper. It is what it is on the screen right now. They are winning against Barcelona, a very, very, very squad in depth fielded side there. And it's Chelsea too. Barcelona 0. Their captain has been sent off with a madness of a second yellow card. And Delap came on for Garnacho. Just want to say that, but Garnacho was very pacey down that left-hand side. Eric Garcia and the Barcelona right back Kounde, they've had their hands full with Garnacho. So Garnacho has outrun himself out there. I think he was trying to prove a point to Enzo Maresca. Can you start me a bit more often? And I suppose the manager's got to try and please everyone, I suppose. But then I suppose you've got to have different opponents. But why didn't Marcus Rashford start for Barcelona? Why didn't, in my opinion, Rafinha start for Barcelona? And would I have started a different midfield in the pivot for Barcelona? Frank de Jong, has he just been overpaid at Barcelona? And you've got to give it to both Rhys James and Caicedo in the midfield pivot, off the ball, the work rate that they've both done. For me, players that have done the most is Trevor Chalobah, Fofana, James, and Caicedo. They've just frustrated Barcelona, Lopez, from being able to get off the ball, feed balls through the lines up to Lewandowski, and anything out wide to either Lamine Yamal or Torres in that first half. And it's all down to the work effort off the ball. In my opinion, from what I've seen for Fofana and Trevor Chalobah, James and Caicedo. And of course, you've got there as a backup there, Mark Cucurella, a very experienced player at this level, although I don't like him. I keep saying that. And he made some vital intersections and change and stoppages to protect his keeper Sanchez in the Chelsea goal. So is the Chelsea fans out there happy with the mentality, the pressing, the enthusiasm about actually just having a go at Barcelona and beat them in your own football stadium? And that's what these Chelsea players are doing. And this is without Cole Palmer as well, may I add. Borussia Dortmund, of course, got a third goal here. Juventus are still leading 2-1 away at Bodø Glimt. Chelsea 2-0 up against Barcelona. Their captain has been sent off, so Chelsea are playing with an extra player. Manchester City, who didn't start with Erling Haaland or Jeremy Doku, they were at half-time. They're now on 70 minutes or so, and they are losing 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. Marseille were losing 1 goal to Newcastle United for best part of the first half. But in the second half, like, OMG, Arsenal fans, why did you allow Mikel Arteta to throw Patrick Emerick Aubameyang as the dog Malcolm Abiowi lover says? Yeah, I can't say the whole thing. You need to have, I think, a patois accent to say what Troop said that day. And I'll have to have a few drinks to be able to get the accent of a patois coming out anywhere near as close, because I'll probably butcher it. But I think those two are still in social media. They're very, very not close friends, but they know each other and they communicate. But big up to Troops and a very good content creator out there. Marseille 2, Newcastle United 1. But there's still time. There's still good 20 minutes to go there in that match. Oh, that's time! Oh my God. And Chelsea nearly got a third there. Really, Chelsea should be 5-0 up. Chelsea are only leading 2-0 up, but they should be 5-0 up. Patrick Aubameyang there, turning the tables after the half time, and within a minute, I shall say, bish bash bosh, quality centre forward, and absolutely cooking the Anthony Elanga and Thiaw and Dan Burns in the Newcastle back three, and Nick Pope he couldn't stop that. Couldn't stop that, and he's a very good goalkeeper in my opinion. Nick Pope. Oh, Delap nearly having a little pop there, and every player coming off the bench for Chelsea. And it looks like in the Championship, there's been a development. Let me just see. I've seen a little ticker thing. I was going to keep a little type on it, but I just haven't. For those of you interested in the Scottish Premiership, it's Motherwell 2, Hibernian 2, nil, I should say. So Motherwell 2, Hibernian Hibs nil. I don't know anyone who calls it Hibernian. I always call it Hibs. I've always called it Hibs. Maybe I've been saying it wrong all these years. I don't know. But a very crucial one is that it's Middlesbrough 2, Coventry City 3. And let me just look in that. Let me just make sure I'm not right. Lamps, of course, of Chelsea, the one very high IQ, ex-football player and now currently manager. He got a raw deal last season in the playoffs. But Frank Lampard there, clearly now he's leading. Oh, it's 4-2 now against Middlesbrough. So they should be leading. They were leading. They're 10 points clear of Stoke City at the top of the Championship. So well done to Frank Lampard. It looks like he'll be up against his Chelsea side next season unless he makes a jump. If Chelsea don't win silverware this season, they'll probably, whether they'll go for Lamps again, you'll have to talk to Chelsea fans. I don't know. Probably not. Can someone please beat Millwall? I don't want them anywhere near the playoffs. They're only okay. Let's go back to the Champions League. Millwall are 1 point away from the playoffs. That's not good. I'm not having that. Here we go. Yeah. It is Chelsea 2, Barcelona 0. They've literally had, I think, 2 disallowed goals. Chelsea, probably one more. I probably missed one. And oh my days, they should be 5-0 up. Chelsea. Have the Chelsea fans got the Chelsea back? They are second in the Premier League. They've just spanked Barcelona in the bottom, and they are just like saying, there's no comeback from this one. You are losing today to the Barcelona fans, and they are not happy. I guess the Real Madrid fans will be happy with this result. Enzo Marenzo crosses it. Oh, what a goal! Oh my days! Oh, they're going to disallow it. Do you know what? They've had more disallowed goals than actual goals that they've scored. I think Chelsea could have had 5 or 6. I've lost count. I've lost count of the disallowed goals that Chelsea have had today, and I'm always saying that Marseille, Patrick Aubameyang, they're scoring 2 goals for Marseille, and they're beating Newcastle 2-1 there. Please keep hitting the likes. Thank you very much for the 6 likes, everybody. Let's have a look at the Bayer Leverkusen, their away fans. You can see them cheering there at the Etihad. They are winning at the moment 2 goals to their good against City, against Pep Guardiola. I bet you, I guarantee you that Pep Guardiola at the end of it is going to go and argue with some of the opposition players. And Erling Haaland did come on late on. They're not giving any space for Erling Haaland to get him momentum. And there you go. There you go. I was wrong. I was saying there was more disallowed goals. Delap has just scored his first goal there. That's 3 points, 3 goals. They've had, I think, 3 disallowed goals. So literally it should be 6 goals for Chelsea. But no, it is Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Barcelona, ¿qué les pasa? ¿Qué pasa, hombre y mujeres? ¿Qué les pasa? Chelsea are winning 3-0. The Chelsea fans will be saying they have got their Chelsea back. Is it enough? Is it enough? Liam Delap, who rejected going to, if I'm not mistaken, Manchester United, he's done the right thing because tonight he scored. Has he scored for Chelsea this season? I don't think he has. I could be wrong. I don't know how to look it up, but Liam Delap has definitely just scored for Chelsea in the Champions League. He would not have been able to score a goal in the Champions League had he chose to go to Manchester United, as an example. That's why I say to players like Adam Walton, if you are really thinking of going to Manchester United, you're going to play against them this weekend on Sunday at noon, and you'll see how far away they are from where we are at Palace. Of course, the brand and all that jazz and all the money, it is what it is. But I tell you something, don't go to a football club that's below you in the table. Don't go to a football club if you leave Palace and you're not going to win the Champions League or the Premier League. And going to Manchester United, perhaps if it's a long-term plan, if Adam Walton is the replacement number 8 for the ideal number 8, because they remember they're playing Bruno Fernandez in the pivot with Casemiro, so maybe that's a thing for the future. It is what it is anyway, but it's just a no-brainer for me. Why go to a football club that's below you in the Premier League consistently, season after season? Go to a team that is going to win you, like what Liam Delap has done. He's gone to Chelsea, although that changing room at Chelsea at the Bridge is like literally there's no room. The mascots can't get into that changing room. There is no physicality room in there. They're like penguins. They're not even lions there, because the mascot of Chelsea are lions. They're like penguins when they walk around in there. There's no room at the Bridge. And the squad in there that Chelsea have, come to think about it, the farm of players that they've got on their books, OMG, is but definitely there's been a few substitution for Newcastle. They're still losing 2-0 to Marseille away. They were winning earlier on, but Patrick Eric Aubameyang, ex-Arsenal, prolific centre forward, number 9 player, that's what they didn't have last season. You can just see if Arsenal have to face Marseille in the Champions League, you can put money. I mean, I'm not a betting person, but I'm pretty sure that if Patrick Aubameyang is playing against Arsenal, he probably won't want to just score against Arsenal, but he just probably wants to score a goal against that Mikel Arteta. Because he threw him underneath the bus. He threw him, Pepe, like I said, underneath the bus, all that. Estevao, Enzo Fernandez, nearly a fourth there. And Napoli are leading 2-0. Scott McTominay's there's got the second goal there for Scotland's Scott McTominay after leaving. Do you realise that Scott McTominay in Napoli, in Italy, he's like, they're thinking of naming streets after him and putting statues up for him. He's been an absolute icon of a footballer role model on and off the pitch. And there were so many. I mean, I don't understand Manchester United fans, but they threw him underneath the bus, even when he was coming on as a substitute and saving their bacon at some times. They were still throwing him underneath the bus, and more. And look what he's doing in Italy. So, Scott McTominay to Napoli 2-0. We'll go to the table in a minute. Please keep hitting the likes. Thank you for getting me to 6 likes. I have done the lineups. I can't do the lineups for everybody. I'll be here all night otherwise. Lamine Yamal has been substituted as I speak. And Lamine Yamal, I literally not mentioned his name in the second half or the first half. Probably once or twice, just passing, but nothing because he's been on the ball or making some mad moves and changing the direction of the match between Barcelona away at Chelsea at the Bridges. It's one of those. Back to the drawing board for Barcelona, and oh yeah, Langa, didn't he used to play for? Did Anthony Langa used to play for Newcastle? Oh, I can't even remember. I can't remember. Maybe he did. I don't know. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. I know he used to play in the Premier League. Oh, never mind. As it stands right now, just quickly, it's coming up with 5 minutes left on most matches or there and thereabouts. It is Bodo Glimt 1, Juventus 2, Borussia Dortmund 3, Villarreal 0, Chelsea 3. They've had 3 goals disallowed, by the way. But it's Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. They had their captain sent off in the first half, late on the second half, 2 yellow cards. And also Marseille 2. They've got 10 minutes to go there or thereabouts. Newcastle United 1. They were leading 1-0, the best part of it. But Patrick Emerick Aubameyang, it's just been absolute quality out there. And Napoli, they've had a goal from Scott McTominay on around 60 minutes or so, and Jankovic, he scored the second goal, but that's an own goal of Karabag. So that kind of seals it, I would have thought, for Conte there for that. And the last one is still 0-0 between Slavia Prague and Athletic Club. If you're new to the channel, please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. Thank you very much for all the comments, everybody. We'll go through the results in the Championship because there's been a massive games there, very crucial matches there, shaping in the Championship who might be going into automatic promotion and also into the playoffs, and also those who might be going down. Well, we'll keep it with the Champions League. I think it was. I thought tonight was going to be the night for Newcastle United to kick off their season. Because obviously they're in the bottom half of the Premier League. I thought Eddie Howe would be able, and when they scored that first goal against Marseille tonight, I thought, well, hello, maybe I was onto something. Like, you know what I mean? I do know a little bit. Well, I was wrong, because Marseille have had, and they've got Patrick Emerick Aubameyang, and that second goal from Aubameyang, that's top draw. Top quality, and that's something that Mikel Arteta does not have, even with Victor Gyökeres right now. Victor Gyökeres could probably do it for Ruben Amorim had those two still be at Sporting. Well, definitely, if he had been able to go to Manchester United, and Manchester United beating Tottenham in that final, Europa League final, and the rest is all for the birds, I suppose. But so there could be still some changes. It's still Marseille 2, Newcastle United 1. So you never know. Newcastle players never give up. I will give them that. Chelsea against Barcelona is a done deal, in my opinion. Literally, Chelsea should be 6-0 up. They've had 3 goals Yeah, 3 goals disallowed. Was it definitely 2? I think they've had 3 goals disallowed. I mean, I lost count, like literally. Borussia Dortmund are winning 3-0. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, they've had a player sent off, Villarreal. I see Garcia there, yeah. Let's have a look. Adeyemi for Borussia Dortmund. That's a good player there. Guiu, he's playing for Villarreal. Pepe as well. He's doing some things for Villarreal, but it's not working. How he got substituted. If you are new, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Thank you very much for all the support thus far. There might be a few more twists and turns. I'm going to pour a drink because I'm really thirsty. There might be a consolation goal for Manchester City. They're in the last minute, 89 minutes, 90 minutes now, coming up to it. Manchester City 0, Bayern Leverkusen 2. So that's another team which I thought might be able to turn on and switch on their football season on, but it looks like they're not going to be able to, by the looks of it. I told you there's going to be a late result in, and in the last 2 minutes before full time, Bodo Glimt looks like they've equalised against Juventus. It's Bodo Glimt 2, Juventus 2. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at DLC Palace. Yeah, that was a penalty. Yeah, that's a penalty all day long. Penalty for Bodo Glimt there. No doubt the Juventus manager, Luciano Spalletti, he's going to be fuming with that. That could be a debatable soft penalty there. Bodo Glimt 2, Juventus 2. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Have I got the correct on the title? Have I got Chelsea 3-0, City are losing 2-0, Marseille 2-1 up against Newcastle United? Yeah, I have got that right. Okay, so there you go. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and set notification bell on if you can. If you have dropped a like, thank you very much for getting me over 5 likes. That's mad. That's amazing. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I've had somebody. Thank you very much. Borussia Dortmund 3, Villarreal 0. As I said, a lot of these teams, they're trying to kickstart their season in their respective leagues, and what a turnaround, because Karabakh was holding and frustrating Napoli, but now Scott McTominay scoring their first goal, and then an own goal from another player from Karabakh, making it Napoli 2, Karabakh 2. They're in injury time, minimum in injury time playing right now. So is Manchester City, which is Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 2, who were linked to my Oliver Glasner. Probably will still like to be, but no joy there. It's not happening. 9. It's not happening. 9, I think, is no in German. I could be wrong. The only game where there's been no goals tonight in the Champions League has been between Slavia Prague and Athletic Bilbao Club. It is 0-0 there. So every other fixture has had a goal, including earlier on. It was Ajax 0. What's happened to the Netherlands side there for Ajax? Absolute pants, a lot of them. Ajax 0. Benfica. How can you lose to Benfica? Well, they have. Benfica 2. Galatasaray, no Osimhen there. Galatasaray 0. Union Saint-Gilloise 1. So massive 3 points there for Union Saint-Gilloise there. They probably you would have probably got good money on that. I can't see any other ones. The only one which I can think there might be a late goal might be Marseille versus Newcastle United. I'm going to go to that now because that's still 2-1 and they're still roughly on the 86, 87 minutes where I am anyway. Might be a little bit ahead of that. If you're new to the channel, please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Tomorrow, it's Ebrieze up against of Arsenal, up against Michael Olise of Bayern Munich, and with Vincent Kompany there. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. But also the one which I think I'm probably going to feature, though everyone's telling me the things to do, is the Arsenal thing versus Bayern Munich. I'll do my predictions for that in a minute, but I think I'm definitely going to keep on an eye on the Liverpool one. I just got a hunch. Putting all the jokes aside, I just got a feeling that something needs to kickstart Arnold Slot, the coaching staff there, what they're doing with their players there. They need to kickstart the season somehow. It's like, they've called the RAC, they've called the AA, they've called the Green Man, they've called, the Mitchell brothers and their garage and their call-out people from the East End. Listen. They've called everybody out. And something needs to kickstart that Liverpool season. And I just got a hunch that tomorrow Liverpool might turn that corner. I just got a feeling. It's got to start somewhere. You would have thought. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've got big fundamental problems within Liverpool. In the essence of, they've got players that are leaving the club, coming towards the end, playing careers, very professionals, Mo Salah, the Virgil van Dijks. They're not leaving like tomorrow, next week, or at the end of the season, but they're coming towards their playing careers. They've got established players at Liverpool. They've brought in a lot of youngsters at Liverpool, and the manager has just obviously won the Premier League with a Jurgen Klopp squad. So he's got to put all that together, and he's got to move that forward. Quickly on that, last season when I saw them getting kicked out of the League Cup against Plymouth Argyle, where Arnold Slot played the B team. Well, actually, it was the B team and the C team that they had in their squad in depth. He couldn't even beat Plymouth Argyle. They were bottom of Division 1. Not the Championship, Division 1. They're in Division 2 now. They had just sacked Wayne Rooney as their manager, and they just lost their main striker. And Arnold Slot, I did a watch along to that, and I saw that, and I was thinking, sorry, if you, as the Liverpool manager, even if you play your B side and your C side, and you can't beat the bottom club, not in the Championship, but in League 1, son, you ain't got the minerals. You might have a good coaching CV back in the day in the Netherlands or wherever it was. I'm sorry, you wouldn't last 5 seconds in the Championship. Won't last it. You got to know how to build a team, get the older established and the young players coming through. You need to be able to build that, the momentum, the confidence, the arrogance, the tenacity to get those kind of selfish players to work together as a team in training, in there. And at the moment, Arnold Slot just hasn't been able to put that, for whatever reason, and kickstart this season. Furthermore, I will say this on a serious note, I do think that some of the players at Liverpool, understandably, will still be affected by what happened to Diogo Jota and his family and his brother's loss. They're not machines, they are human beings. So I think Liverpool fans need to take that, I'm sure they do, into account. But their season just hasn't kicked out. So there's a lot of things, I think, behind the scenes that are going on at that club. And I just got a hunch that tomorrow, Liverpool against PSV, it's against the Dutch side. Arnold Slot is from there, so he should be able to overcome that, and he might be able to turn it around. I just got a hunch. I just got a feeling that he'll find a way to turn it around. If he can't beat with the money that's been spent at Liverpool in the last transfer window and win against PSV tomorrow and then lose to West Ham on Sunday, I don't think he'll make it to the last 2 weeks of December. I think tomorrow will be he's at a crossroads, and he can go forward or he can just go back. And I think tomorrow might be the day. But of course, I want to see Michael Olise up against Eze. It's finished. Napoli 2, Karabag 0. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. A masterful performance by Scott McTominay, the Scottish international. He goes from upwards and upwards and upwards. The man is a leader on the pitch, off the pitch. He's a role model for young Scottish men and women who wants to play into Scottish football. What Scott McTominay has done since he did really well as an outsider looking into what he did at Manchester United, but also what he's now done at Napoli in Italy. They're literally building statues of the man. They are building naming streets after him. He's opening schools. He's doing all sorts of things. He's a real good role model for any young man or young woman going into football. And Scott McTominay is actually doing bits out there. Not just for his new club, Napoli. He won the Serie A last season, and with Napoli. And this season, look at that performance. Is the difference. Is the difference. Now, so they've won 2-0. Also, Marseille 2, Newcastle United 1. That's still playing. I can confirm. We'll come back to that one. Manchester City 0. By Leverkusen, who were linked with Oliver Glasner earlier in the season. They have gone 2-0 down to Bayern Leverkusen. And I don't understand for the life of me why City fans, why are you letting your manager not start with Erling Haaland and Jeremy Doku? I'll start with him. Also start Mamouche. He started today, though, for them, but I'll start him as well. As an example, you've got to play those players. You've got to play those players. I don't get it. I don't know anything. Anyway, and then you've got so City still trying to kick off their season. Really, they're doing well in the Premier League. Not they're hot and cold, as I call it. But this could have been a good opportunity for them to turn things around in the Champions League campaign. And they're at home at the Etihad. And Pep Guardiola is the one who picks the team, and he didn't pick his best players to start. And they lost 2-0. So City fans, I don't get that. As an outsider looking at your side, to watch my defenders, to watch Chris Richards, to watch Mark Gahey defend against your Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland as an example, it is a task. It's a task just watching it as a Palace fan. I don't understand why they're not starting for you lot. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. What a lackluster performance from Barcelona. I put Lamine Yamal on the thumbnail because I thought we were going to see, we're going to hear, we're going to sing Lamine Yamal just do his thing at the bridge. But OMG. The work rate of in my opinion, as I said, of the Chelsea 2 centre-backs, Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, and also in the pivot there, James and Caicedo. My days off the ball, they frustrated Barcelona from getting through them or going round them. They were just protecting their goal area and their goalkeeper in Sanchez in the Chelsea goal. Gusto and Cucurella made vital interceptions at times, mostly Marc Cucurella. And for me, Barcelona, why didn't Marcus Rashford start instead of Torres or Lewandowski? Lopez was not influential enough. It was lackluster performance, in my opinion. It was like Eric Garcia and Frank de Jong weren't playing in the same team. They were just two individuals earning a lot of money with the Barcelona shirt, but they just weren't in the same tune. They weren't synced to what they were supposed to be doing. I think that midfield pivot for Barcelona and Hansi Flick will be absolutely condensed that his captain, Araujo, got himself a stupid second yellow card right at the end of the first half and getting him sent off. himself off. So Hansi Flick will be very bitterly disappointed. Not the fact, well, probably that is one thing, but the fact that they've lost away to Chelsea. Make no mistake about it. Hansi Flick's been brought to Barcelona to win that Champions League. Make no mistake about it. And I'm no doubt the Barcelona president will be saying, time might be running out on you, son. Do you know what I mean? I want Hansi Flick. A lot of money's been put at stake on this side here of Barcelona. A lot of debt running on it. And I'll tell you something. Chelsea frustrated Barcelona. I did not see myself talking up the link-up play, the transitional forward play that we all have heard and we've all have seen of Lamine Yamal. I didn't see that in the first half. In the second half, it didn't last too long. I think they substituted him roughly around the 70-minute mark or so, maybe a bit later. But that was nothing. That was absolutely not enough. The player, I think, if you're going to give player the match for the first half, I've got to give the player the match 100%. It's between Pedro Neto and Alejandro Garnacho, and I think the best player in the first half was the statement performance of himself, showing his manager Enzo Maresca, I'm here, I'm available, start me, look what I can do against Barcelona. If you don't want me, my agent will be on the blower and I'll go and get someone else, maybe not Barcelona but somebody else. Because I'll tell you something, the Spanish other football clubs will be looking at Alejandro Garnacho's performance against Barcelona. He was up against against the Chelsea right hand side. He would have been up against Rhys James and Garnacho would have been up against. I'm getting mixed up here. Garnacho would have been up against the Chelsea left back Kounde, their captain. He absolutely couldn't. He got himself sent off. Eric Garcia, they could not handle Alejandro Garnacho, in my opinion, in the first half. So I think he was man of the match for the first half. For the second half, but you can't really do it that way, I suppose. I think they were brilliant. Fofana, Chalobah, Caicedo, Garnacho. I think they're the best player, man of the match there. I'd give it to. Oh, I'm going to give it to Caicedo. I've been giving that guy so much stick, but I think Caicedo, he did really well today for Chelsea. I think he proved me wrong today, and I've been giving that guy so much stick before. But anyway, so Chelsea, they've got their Chelsea 3 points in the Champions League against Barcelona. Hansi Flick will be disappointed in the way that they've not the fact that they've lost, is the way they've lost, and they didn't sort of roll up their sleeves and got at them. The travelling away Barcelona fans would be very, very vocal in their opinions, no doubt, of that pants performance. Let's put it very mildly. He ended Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Borussia Dortmund 4, Villarreal 0. I got a Jamie there. Who's the Kovac? Is the manager there? There's Nicolas Pepe, played for Villarreal. They had a player sent off Villarreal. Oh, that probably didn't help. But yeah, that ended. Borussia Dortmund 4, goal difference could be the difference if you're in the bottom end, the last 8 in the Champions League for that first phase, I expect. I can't hear nothing in that ear. And then you've got, so that's it, Borussia Dortmund 4, Villarreal 0. Bodo Glimt 2, and I told you there's going to be a twist. There you go. Juventus 3. Who scored the Juventus third goal? David. Let's have a look. Get it was a transitional play. So on the break, Jonathan David for Juventus managed to, from the wing, come into the centre of the box, and that's a lovely right corner shot, and it's just following a break, a transitional play from defence to attack, and Juventus nicked it there in injury time. Bayern will be kicking themselves because they brought it back on 87 minutes. They scored a penalty, making it 2-2, and at half time they were leading 1-0, and at full time, in injury time, the opposition, this case Juventus, Luciano Spalletti will be will take that. At half time they were losing 1-0. At full time, at 90 minutes, they were 2-2. The opposition just scored a penalty, and in injury time on a breakaway play, it showed, and Juventus won 3-2 away. There you go. Spalletti will be celebrating tonight. And also earlier on, without Osimhen, Galatasaray lost. They got 0, and Union Saint-Gilloise 1, and also Ajax 0, Benfica 2. Another result that happened today was Slavia Prague 0, Athletic Club. It's the only match that did not have a goal scorer today. And let me just quickly, and then I'm going to do my quick predictions for tomorrow, and then that's it. It's me done. How'd you do this? Hope I'm close to the live stream. I think that's okay. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Where was that? Yeah, the last one which I haven't spoken about is Marseille versus Newcastle United. It's just finished because that was running a bit late. Not sure, probably an injury there. But Patrick Aubameyang, that second goal, boy, did Arsenal miss that type of striker last season? If there's ever a question that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang did not have, or does not still have, the qualities as a number 9, prolific. There's some things you just can't teach these top strikers. Is he consistent enough for some football fans in their football clubs where he's played? Maybe not. I don't know. But for me, as an outsider looking in, I do not understand. Why did Mikel Arteta not keep him at Arsenal when they won the FA Cup? And then he got rid of him. They got rid of Lacazette and everybody else there. They had a foundation. Anyway. But there you go. And since then, he hasn't won any trophies. So in that Newcastle game, Marseille versus Newcastle, it was Harvey Jones who scored the opening goal for Newcastle United. Very early doors. And I said at the beginning of the stream that I thought it might be an opportunity for clubs like Newcastle to kickstart their season in not just in the Premier League, but in all other competitions. Kickstart the season. Eddie Howe, I have a lot of high regards for him, and I think that it would have been a good opportunity for them to go away and get something from this and turn it all around. And so the Newcastle United fans will be wondering, is this what they expected from their side in the Champions League? Is it what is expected of their side in the Premier League? Definitely, I expect not. So the January transfer window, do they need to get rid of people? Do they need to bring people back who are injured ASP? And do they need to bring in people in that January transfer window to climb up that Premier League? I'm in no doubt that the revenue streams for a club like Newcastle United to be consistently in the Champions League is of paramount of importance, I expect. I don't know the receipts, but I expect it's circa to 80 mil to maybe perhaps 140 million pounds of extra inward revenue for a club like Newcastle United to be able to be consistently in the Champions League season after season. They're in the bottom of the Premier League, bottom half. I'm sorry. So I thought today was going to be that match that might turn it around for those Newcastle United fans. I think Eddie Howe is still the manager for them to turn that around. Tinale Bruno Guimaraes there. He did. They did all right. They weren't a goal ahead, but that was literally that second goal from Patrick Eric Aubameyang. I mean, it's like Aubameyang, the ex-Arsenal player. If that doesn't take the wind off you, I don't know what is. But I thought there might have been a late equaliser there, but they did it. So it is what it is for Newcastle fans. Marseille 2, Newcastle United 1. Right, so I've covered all the results for today in the Champions League, Tuesday the 25th of November. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. I'm going to go to the table now. I can get the latest table without crashing the stream. I always worry when I refresh the thing, could I accidentally refresh the live stream? I don't know. It's working so far. So I'm doing it okay, so don't do anything different. I wonder if I do anything accidentally differently somewhere else, boom, it'll all go. I don't know what happens. I think you might still be able to recover if you go off live. I have no idea. Okay. So after all those results, I'm going to go through them again. Having played 4, Bayern Munich are on 12 points. Having played 4, Arsenal are also on 12 points. Inter Milan, also having only played 4, they're playing tomorrow, of course, again. They've also got maximum points on 12. Played 4, won 4. So they're doing really, really, really well. But remember what happened to Liverpool last season, the way they started. It didn't work out in the end. So maybe it's not so much how you start, it's how you finish. I don't think anyone wants to be first. I know, but I think they have changed some rules about who they go to play away in the second stages of the Champions League. So I think they had to change that because it was a bit of a disadvantage last season. I think that for the person that finished first, they had to play. They had no choice but to play away in the first game after the phases of the top 8. I think that's what went wrong last season. But they've corrected that in the rule books. I think I'm right in saying that. Anyway, in 4th place with that great win there by Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund today winning 4-0 against Villarreal. And I remember what I said about the we just had the page and it's just gone. And it's like, why are you doing that? I just completely lost it. I was just there. Why is it gone? It's completely gone. Oh, let's do it this way. Okay, so Borussia Dortmund won 4-0 against Villarreal, who was right at the bottom of the table, near the bottom. They go up to 4th in 10 points with a goal difference of 6. See that what those 4 goals made. And now next to them in 5th place is Chelsea. They actually scored, in my opinion, 6 goals tonight against Barcelona. And they didn't have Cole Palmer working for them. I'm just saying. So watch this space. Chelsea should really have, at the moment they've got a goal difference of 6, but really they should have had 3 more goals. And they had they've had 3 goals disallowed today, if I'm not mistaken, at the bridge. So, and normally Chelsea fans, I'm sure you'll agree with me, whenever my Palace goes to your bridge, you always get the decisions go your way. You're so jammy about VAR decisions. You always get it. You're going your way. I mean, like literally, I don't want to get. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to get fuming on it because it really annoys me. But you always get the decisions at the bridge. But tonight, for whatever reason, I don't know if maybe you gave a cold shower to the referee. I don't know. Right? But you had 3 disallowed goals. So you should have really scored 6 goals today, and you would have been in 4th place. But anyway, well-deserved first half performance by Chelsea, and I gave man of the match to Caicedo, although Trevor Chalobah, he did really well. Fofana did really well. Who else? Reece also did well in the pivot there. Garnacho, he did really well for Chelsea in that first half in particular, and for the time that he was on for the second half. He was making a statement. Alejandro Garnacho, he was making a statement for any European side, any Spanish side out there who are looking for a player to play in that position where he plays, or what he can do up against Barcelona. Had he played the 90 minutes, I'll give him the man of the match, but he didn't play the 90 minutes. But he was making a statement to his manager, in my opinion, and to any football scouts from any side in Spain. Aquí estoy, mírame, estoy aquí. That's what he's saying. I'm here. Just look at what I've just done against Barcelona. So I think that was a performance there by the young man. And Chelsea are on 10 points, the same as Borussia Dortmund, but they are on the same goal difference of 6. I think it's because Chelsea have lost. They did lose their. I don't know. I don't actually know how it works. It could be because Borussia Dortmund have actually scored 17 goals and Chelsea have only scored 12 goals. That's probably the case. But anyway, I could be wrong. But anyway, below them is Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side, who did not start with Erling Haaland and did not start with Jeremy Doku. As an outsider looking into that football club, I will start those 2 and Marmoush every single time. If they can tie their shoelaces on their football boots and get from the change room to the pitch, they're starting for me. I don't care if they've got an ache, if they've got a broken leg or whatever, something like that, they're still playing. They've got to play. And he didn't start his best players, in my opinion. I don't, as an outsider looking into that, I don't get it. I will have a look later on. Who's Manchester City playing at the weekend? I can't remember, but maybe it's got something to do with that. I don't know. It could be that maybe they're playing on Saturday, not for Sunday, but it can't be that, surely. You're at home. And they lost to Bayer Leverkusen, who have been linked to my Oliver Glasner. But they're still in 6th place, so it's not all fatal. They've only lost 1 game. They've won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. So it's not all in all, but they're up there. They're in 10. They've got 10 points in 6th place. Paris Saint-Germain, who are playing tomorrow, and they're playing against Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know if it's at the Tottenham Hotspur or at Paris Saint-Germain Stadium. I will look into that when I do my predictions in a minute. They are in 7th place, having played 4 games, of course, because they play tomorrow. Newcastle United, who I thought were able to turn their Champions League campaign around. Unfortunately, now they've lost 2 and they've won 3 in the first 5 matches in the Champions League. If you were to give that to a Newcastle fan at the beginning of the season, I think they'll probably take that, in all honesty, as an outsider looking into Newcastle. But I think what's more worrying for them is what's going to happen now, because a club like that, I mean, no doubt, as I said earlier on, clubs like Newcastle United, Chelsea, Arsenal, I was going to say Manchester United, but Manchester United haven't been in the Champions League for I can't remember. But what I'm trying to get at Liverpool as well, and teams also like Tottenham, and I'm putting them all in one sort of basket, season after season, if they can get the inward revenue of the Champions League, it's a net spend of circa, I think, between 85 million sterling, not euros, 85 million to 145 up towards 150 inward revenues as a basic. And the further you go in the competition, you can probably increase that even more. So clubs like Newcastle United would want that inward revenue to come in. So January is going to be very important to them. Good evening to midnight. I hope you're doing good. I'm all right. I'm just discussing the Champions League table as it stands. Just saying that Newcastle United, clubs like Newcastle United, they need to be consistent in the Champions League final five. Final top in the competition season after season for the revenue. And so, but as I say, I think if you asked any Newcastle United fan at the beginning of the season, before the Champions League campaign started, that you would have 2 losses and 3 wins, and you'd be in the top 8 in the first 5 matches, you'll take that. But having said that, there is still more matches to play, obviously, for other teams, because they've not played the 5th match. For example, in 9th place now is Real Madrid. La Real Madrid, los Galácticos, los Blancos, están en la posición 9 con 9 puntos. Real Madrid are in the 9th place with 9 points, and below them is it's just mad. For a Liverpool fan, not only are they below Everton in the Premier League on goal difference, they are now, before a ball's kicked off tomorrow against PSV, a Dutch side. No, not a Dutch side, aside from the Netherlands. Let's get this pronunciation correctly. Arne Slot is from the Netherlands. He, not just because the inward investments of inward net spend of players that he's just received as the manager of Liverpool, of young players, talented, top-end European players come in. He's also got a wealth of established world-class players, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, just to name a few. Why do they not give a better contract to Luis Diaz? I'll never know. Look what he's doing at Bayern Munich right now. Anyway, they haven't replaced that man. So Arne Slot, as a Netherlands coach and manager, he's up against PSV. Tomorrow is his crossroads. He can either choose to go upwards with his coaching staff, with the inward investment that the club has given him, on a platter, on a silver tray. Liverpool fans have always been saying to City fans, to Liverpool fans, to City fans, to Manchester United fans, to Chelsea fans, back in the day, how they all won the Premier League, how they bought the Premier League. Well, your Arne Slot has just been given a silver platter, Michelin star canapes of top European youngsters, and your manager from the Netherlands, Arne Slot, has not been able to slot them, and I'm being very cautious of how I'm putting this, in a formation, in training, in the match day, to get them kicking and firing. I'm going to be clear about this, Liverpool fans. As a Palace fan, I do not fear my Crystal Palace side playing you lot. Whether it's at Selhurst Park, whether it's at Anfield, your Anfield, or whether it's at Wembley. Something is not right there. So Arne Slot, I think tomorrow, because he's up against PSV, he's got an opportunity to take that upwards and onwards and then build momentum off that. If he doesn't know to outsmart and out-tactically beat at home a PSV side coming in, no. And if he loses against West Ham on Sunday, I can't see Arne Slot being there in the last 2 weeks of December. Never mind January. what scares me is that they might even make an audacious bid for Oliver Glasner, whom I quoted when Dougie Freeman landed Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace. I said, we've just signed the next Jurgen Klopp type of top-end European managers at Crystal Palace. Look at their CVs, Jurgen Klopp and Oliver Glasner. It's like a mirage. If you put my CVs on the page on a table, it's literally identical with achievements of coaches, managers, ex-football player experiences. It's identical. Dougie Freeman landed the next Jurgen Klopp of top-end European managers at Crystal Palace, and Oliver Glasner has proved it by landing silverware. Not one, two, against Pep Guardiola and Arne Slot. So tomorrow, I think, is a massive game. It's a crossroads for Liverpool fans, for Arne Slot, for FSG, I suppose, for the people that run Liverpool, whether they go from there. It's not all in all. They've only lost one game in the first 4 matches. But the fact that they've got a manager from the Netherlands and they're playing against a side from the Netherlands. Do you know what? I am going to look. I don't know how to do it. How do I do this? So I've got to go. I'm going to try and find out how well PSV are doing in the Eredivisie league. I'm not sure how to do it. So if I go there, I'm already doing it a long way. Tables, maybe there. No, they don't call it the Eredivisie. But that's what it's called, though, in Netherlands. Don't tell me they call it the Dutch Eredivisie. All right, that's what it's called. Oh my days! PSV are top of the Netherlands Eredivisie table. Oh shit! Oh my days. Liverpool fans, if you haven't done your homework, I'm just doing it for you. They've got not 2 back-to-back wins. They've got 6 wins on the bounce. They're top of the Dutch Eredivisie table. They're top of the Netherlands football. PSV. Oh my God. This is serious. You know what? I'm not even joking about this. As a Crystal Palace fan looking at Liverpool right now, forget the Premier League. If Arne Slot is not able to beat the top team at the moment, I was kind of thinking that maybe they were like mid-table or something like that. They are top. They can't find a way to lose right now. I mean, if there's ever a wrong time to play them, it's tomorrow. Because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, at Anfield at 8 o'clock, it is Liverpool versus PSV. Arne Slot from the Netherlands is up against PSV, the top Dutch Eredivisie league informed side. I'm not sure how well they're doing in cup competitions there, but in their league table, they can't find a way to lose right now. And I don't know what their net spend has been during. Didn't they sell Marmouche to? No, that was Eintracht Frankfurt, so that's wrong. But I don't know. I haven't searched it, but I'm pretty sure that I can guess that PSV have not had the net spend in the last transfer window that Arne Slot has had at Liverpool. If Liverpool don't score a goal tomorrow at home and they lose by more than 2 goals and they lose, say, 3-0, I'm calling it here at Diego C. Palace first. He might not make it till Sunday. or whenever it is that they're playing West Ham at the weekend. He's got to be able to beat the top side in the. He's the manager of the champions of the Premier League. It's literally the best but best of both leagues, and he has to win that. That's. Could he live with a draw? You'll have to ask Liverpool fans that. I don't know, but boy, that's going to be a tough one for them. Please keep hitting the likes. Oh my God, big up to you. Sorry, I've been off in one day. My man's, that's good for you guys. Yeah, spot on in January will be massive. Absolutely, Midnight. Absolutely. For many clubs in the Premier League looking to kickstart. You mentioned Newcastle, not just people that are not in Europe, but clubs like Manchester United, other football clubs. Tottenham Hotspur, after what's happened again. My God, they got PSG tomorrow. That's gonna be a long evening for those Tottenham fans. I say no more. But it's an opportunity in January for a lot of the football clubs to reassert foundations in what they really need and what they need to get rid of, and kickstart their seasons to a more substantial ending to it, i.e. getting inward revenue from being in European competitions. So Midnight says that, yeah, spot on, January will be massive. I agree. And quick questions. Palace are in a very awkward situation whether to sell Guiu. Okay, go on. Guiu, so that's point one, because there are reports that Liverpool will splash the cash on him. What would you do? Well, first of all, you know that picture on here that goes what is it called? How do you call images? Images? I don't know how you call these things. You can tell my age, but there's one where it's like he's about to, is like tears about to come out. Oh, I can't find it now. It's like, oh, I can't see it now. It's like you've been heartbroken, and then it's like you've been torn apart. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I'm so rubbish at this. I can't even pronounce what it's called. I'm going to give up in a minute. No, it's not that one. The cry face. Yeah, there's another one. I would say that one. And there's another one which is like, do you know when the bottom lip and the upper lips, you're about to go like the Manchester United fans and the Liverpool fans. Come on, I had to do it. I'm going to do it. I can't see it. It's like the eyes are like watering. Oh, this one. I think it's this one that I'm trying to look for. There it is. That's the one. Mark Guiu signed my shirt. You can't really see it on that. But he signed my shirt. An absolute top rock model. So you asked me you kind of put two questions there. So you asked, Palace in an awkward situation, whether to sell Guiu. I think they've gone past that point, to be honest with you, as a Palace fan. It's not a matter of question of Guiu will stay for and renew the contract. I think the decision in mindset, Guiu is a very accomplished Premier League football player on and off the pitch. I think he's very at ease where he is as a professional football player. I think also he is a very accomplished international centre-back. He can play different positions as a defender. He's inspirational to young players that he plays in the players that he plays on the squad on match day. He's a leader on the pitch. So he knows where he's at. And a club like Liverpool coming in and giving loose change to our chairman at Crystal Palace, of course, is the gentleman called Steve Parish. And the offer that they come in with, the money they came in, as a Crystal Palace fan, I've never owned a business, never bought a player, never sold a player. But I can tell you this much. What they came in for Mark Guiu, I'm thinking, are you taking the bubble? Because there's taking the piss and there's taking the bubble. And as I say, I've never owned a business and I never bought a player, never sold a player. But what Liverpool came in with for Mark Guehi, I was like, you do realise what you are actually trying to acquire. And maybe they were just looking down at us. And that's fair enough, because we do say, as a Palace fan, when I've been to Anfield, I've said some horrible things to the Liverpool fans, right? Because you do transform yourself into an eagle when you go to Anfield as a Crystal Palace fan, and you say political correct things as you're singing along to the Liverpool fans. And the Liverpool fans, rightly, they give it back at us. It's like that. And when they come to Selhurst Park, it's the same way, both ways, right? It is what it is. So maybe it's a bit of that. But what I will say is that Mark Guehi knows what he is as a professional football player at club level. He is made and ready. Not like the £450 million that they've just spent on young players, potential prospect at Liverpool that they've brought in for Arnold Slot. Yeah. Mark Guehi is Premier League ready. He's international ready. He can very easily play alongside Virgil van Dijk, protecting Alisson Becker, Robbo on the left. Not sure who they'll choose, because they've not, in my opinion, really replaced Trent Alexander-Arnold. They've got, if not, one of the top end. Then I know they haven't started their season, but their midfield of Gravenberch, Maxim McAllister, and Szoboszlai. You get those three firing on all their cylinders, you got V12s there. It's mad. You saw what they did at the beginning of last season, at the beginning of that, of Champions League and in the Premier League. They were unstoppable, that midfield. They haven't replaced Luis Diaz and Mo Salah. I hope they don't replace him with Daniel Munoz. So the thing about Mark Guehi going to Liverpool, I think it's a club, it's an option for him. In January, if they do come in for him, they're going to have to do a serious offer. The reason why I say that is because if they don't, at the end of the season, as you pretty well know, and everybody knows, Mark Guehi then was out of contract. Mark Guehi lifted that FA Cup that you can see there. I saw him lift it at Wembley. And I got all teary-eyed. I admit it. But he lifted us the FA Cup. So he's earned. He's our captain. Big up to Joe Ward as well. My captain as well. I got my mug off Joe Ward as well. But Mark Guehi and Joe Ward, they picked up the FA Cup. So he's earned the right. If he has to go on a free, in my opinion, I've got a free. But having said that, as I say, I've never owned a business. Never, So that's what it is. So I think he will go to Liverpool. But I think what he's seen now at Liverpool with Arnold Slot, he's probably thinking to himself, were they really serious about signing me in the first place? And number two, if Arnold Slot, with the Liverpool side that he's got is available, cannot beat PSV and make a monumental statement tomorrow night at Anfield, he will say to himself, Mark Guehi will say to himself and his entourage at home, because he still lives at home. There's nothing wrong with young professional men and women living at home. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you're a young man or a young woman living and working from home, in your parents' home, there's nothing wrong with it, even if you are at Mark Guehi's age, in the mid-20s. It's not of our age. There's nothing wrong with that. You're professionals. You're finding your way. It's expensive to buy things out there. So you're still living at home. He'll probably get advice. Liverpool, if they don't really want you because they don't want to pay for you correctly, and the manager's not really ticking over things, there is clubs in other divisions, in other European sides. Barcelona, Real Madrid, top German sides, they will want him as well. He's got options. Reports said that Liverpool will splash the cash on him. What would you do? Probably that. I think I'm over it, because he gave me FA Cup. He gave me my FA Cup. So it is what it is. Yeah, brilliant. No way. Are you sure it's not fakes and not the scams? Yeah, it'll be one of those fake pens, isn't it? That's really cool if they actually sign it. Imagine if they sign it with one of those fake, pens that you hear about, and then a month later it says, "Sorry, there's no signature. It's still a Palace player." Ta-ra! Oh my days! I think he will end up at Liverpool. If not, he could end up anywhere. He could end up any top end Spanish side, German side, Italian side. He's got choices all over the shop. And dare I say it, there's jammy Chelsea. You know what they're like. There's no room in their portfolio of professional football players that they have on their books. I could just see Chelsea jamming that up. Big up to you, Midnight, on that one. Okay, it's getting late. But yeah, Mark Gahey, I think he will end up at Liverpool. I think his mind is set there. But the club need to approach Crystal Palace if it's in January and do the right thing and offer the right amount. And if they don't, they will run the risk that at the end of the season, Mark Gahey will have more options on the table. He's earned it as a professional football player on and off the pitch. And in essence, I'm going to end this on Mark Gahey. For me, Mark Gahey is at peace with himself. He knows who he is. He knows who his curator is. And I believe that Mark Gahey knows where he would like to play next season. And the decision has already been made. And if it's Liverpool, in long, he easily is a better defender than Ibrahim Konate. I've never seen Liverpool play with a three at the back. But sometimes, when they go from the transition from defense to attack, they do sometimes just leave 2 or 3 defenders. So Mark Gahey's already got that. So for me, Mark Gahey is at peace with himself as a Palace player, as an England international, and what he's doing locally for youngsters on and off the pitch, inspiring them to play football for Crystal Palace. What a remarkable role model on and off the pitch for both young women and young men who want to aspire to go into football. And Mark Gahey, poster person. If that is not one, I don't know what is. I think he's at peace with, he could end up there. But if there's any Liverpool fans out there listening to this, I'll say this to you. Mark Gahey understands what Crystal Palace and the journey that he's had with them and who he is and who he believes in, his creator, how that journey has come. Sometimes it's not the destiny that's important, the destination that's important. It's the journey when Mark Gahey started at Crystal Palace and where he lifted our FA Cup for us. He's still there. Whether he's there for another week, another month, or until the end of the season, he's at peace with himself. So Liverpool fans out there, my message to you out there is saying, you need to tell your FSG, your people at the top. Yes, I know we say horrible things to each other as fans, fan bases. Well, we're talking serious money. We're talking about the development of a very, very exceptional footballer in Mark Gahey. What Mark Gahey is looking for is how Liverpool treat not only him for acquiring him as their player, but how Liverpool treat Crystal Palace, the board, the chairman, the people at Crystal Palace who have to make that difficult decisions to let go of a player of that caliber. In any case, it was the other way around because Mark, from how I read it, it was the chairman of Crystal Palace that drove. He said so publicly. He drove to Mark Gahey's family, and he went in there and he spoke to Mark Gahey, to his representatives, and I don't know what words exactly happened, but he went there in person to say, look, not quoting him, we're going to keep you. We're going to just halt that move from you for now, from Palace to Liverpool. So if it's going to happen in January, I think he'll be a Liverpool player. But Liverpool fans out there, you need to get your football club to treat Crystal Palace with the same respect that you're going to treat Mark Gahey for acquiring him. That's very important for Mark Gahey, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe money talks louder than what I'm trying to say. I hope that all makes sense. Who are you starting? What? Who are you starting? Benching and selling? We got so many. We got the youngster that just started when Mark Gahey was injured, and he was absolutely brilliant. So, what it is, Oliver Glasner has or maybe it's because not just because of the FA Cup, but it clearly means that Oliver Glasner and the coaching staff then, the coaching staff that he brought to Crystal Palace, and also the coaching staff that he's inherited, although the goalkeeping coach has left for this new campaign this year's season. What's happened is Oliver Glasner, if there is a situation where you lose an Ebrieze, if you lose every season transfer window, the one before it was Michael Olise and Joachim Anderson, if I'm not mistaken, and then now it's Ebrieze. Could have been Mark Gahey as well. But the way it's looking right now, the next transfer window, we could be losing, but they're all in negotiation right now. Jean-Philippe Mateta, Daniel Munoz, even though he's got a tattoo of the FA Cup on his shoulder, and he's had some really dreadful personal news recently. So, gracias a Dios, Mark Gahey, Daniel Munoz. I saw what you put on Insta. I hope you and your family are doing well. And so it's Daniel Munoz, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Adam Walton as a long-term project, not project, because that's like a piss take. He's Premier League ridden. He will walk over, not that he knows more experience and more, he's had won more silverware and awards and cups than both Casemiro and Bruno Fernandez in their professional career at club level or international level. But Adam Walton is playing at such a high level with such a maturity. If he can stay off any injury, you can see why clubs like Manchester United and other football clubs will be interested to try and bring in that type of attacking midfielder in Adam Walton. He can actually play defensive midfield, in my opinion, as well. He's then thereabouts and there's more to come to him. So in that number 8 position, he's brilliant. For me, Jefferson Lerma is also brilliant as well at Crystal Palace. And I told him so, and he saw on my Colombian shirt that I've got there. But for me, so Daniel Munoz, Jefferson Lerma, Jean-Philippe Mateta, who else? I heard a rumor that they might be loaning out Chadid Riyad, the Moroccan international. And I think there's a player there. I know he got injured, but I'll be fuming if we let him go on loan, especially if we lose Mark Gahey at the same time. I can't believe that. I don't know if something's going on there behind the scenes, but if Chadid Riyad, the Moroccan international who got injured and is coming back to his fold, if he's given a good 5 to 6 game and he's fully fit, I think you're going to see a player there. It's just my take on it. So on that, who else could be on the way? Because the team is performing so well, there's a mentality, there's an aura about any player that is whether it's been selected or is on the pitch, on the sidelines, on the bench for Crystal Palace, for Oliver Glasner. They all have a mentality: I'm on the bench or I'm playing, we got to find a way to win this. It's a team sport. We win as a team. We defend as a team. We get a rollicking off the manager. We get it as a team. And there's one thing also that Oliver Glasner said on Palace TV. Go and check out Palace TV on the official webpage. Is what Oliver Glasner says. I'm not here to put an arm around a player and give him some sweets and make him happy. He didn't exactly say that, but you get my gist. I'm here because I'm paid to win trophies. And the players around him have clicked that. I think there's this underlying thing that also Oliver Glasner has brought to the changing room, which the players have understood, is that I think that away from people on YouTube or in the media, from what Oliver Glasner has been able to connect with his squad of players via the vehicle of the coaching staff that he has, with the physios, with the goalie coach, with all the coaching stuff that he has available at Crystal Palace. What he's able to make every single Crystal Palace player in his squad at Selhurst Park understand is what he was like, what he went through when his career ended as a footballer, and then how he transitioned from a football player into coaching and into management in the Austria and in the German leagues. That, I think the players have synced into that, and a lot of them are thinking, I can relate to a little bit of this. There's a connectivity there. I can't prove it because I don't know anybody at the club. I've never spoken. Okay, I've asked Oliver Glasner for a selfie. That's not a conversation. That's just a hello and a thank you very much. But I just got a feeling that he has instilled that in the players. And the mentality, you're playing for Crystal Palace. Why can't we go to an FA Cup final and win? Some of the lone players that we brought in last season, I think one of them said to people at the club, the manager is ticking them over to make them believe and understand they can achieve things. So he's doing that really well. So, the dog says, big up, good evening to the dog. Quick challenge. Can you say, oh, here we go. Laurie, yeah, 5 times. No, you're not going to get me doing that. I'm going to get a drink first. Let me get a drink. I'm just trying to think. Red lorry, yellow lorry, yellow. The dog, ladies and gentlemen, the dog is always a challenging one. The dog says, quick challenge. Can you say red lorry, yellow lorry? If you would have said red lorry, blue lorry, I may have been able to do it. Because, red and blue, do you know what I mean? If you know, you know. Let me have a drink first. 5 times. Listen, I'm an FA Cup winner. Okay, the duckling can say it. If the duckling can say it, I can say it. Red lorry, yellow lorry, 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 red lorry, yellow lorry. Okay, maybe the fourth one wasn't too well. There you go. I said it 5 times. And this is not alcohol, by the way. Oh dear, you've only done it once. Oh dear, here we go. I can see where the conversation is steering now. If you know, you know. No, that's the rule says it has to be one whole goal. Listen, as I mentioned, that very famous streamer earlier on, take your time. No, was it take your time? Was it take your time with it? Can't remember what he said. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Red lorry, yellow lorry, 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 red lorry, yellow lorry. Do you see? The duckling can do it. I can do it. I think that was 5 times. It might have been 4 times. What you like. Oh dear. I wonder what football team you support. If you got yellow in you, the yellow into it, so then red and yellow. Is that what football club has red and yellow? Norwich. No more time. Unbelievable. I was able to do that just about. Okay, so it has ended the Champions League for today. The only team that didn't score a goal was Slavia Prague and Atletico Bilbao Club. For me, Frank Lampard's Coventry City did win against Middlesbrough 4-2. That for them, that's a very important win there. And we'll go into that in a minute. What's that? She sells seashells. I'm not doing anything to do with seagulls. I'm not doing it. She sells seashells. I'm not going there. I'm not going to anything. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, God, what you guys like? What you like? Seashells by the seashore. No, because I know exactly what that's going to sound like. I know where you're going with that one. No, it's not happening. You are unbelievable. I'm going to decline that one. The dog. I'm going to bottle that one. You'll be like, unbelievable. So there you go. I said at the beginning of the stream, I thought it would be an opportunity for clubs like Manchester City, Chelsea, and Newcastle United today to kickstart, to give themselves a platform of momentum following tonight's results. And when Newcastle went ahead against Marseille, I thought, I know a little bit about football. But no, because Marseille had Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the prolific number 9 striker. Go and ask any Arsenal fan. I've seen a lot of the Arsenal fans, they were happy that Mikel Arteta threw him underneath the bus and sold him. They've not won the trophy since he left. Arsenal fans, did you hear that? I'll say it again for any Arsenal fans in the cheap seats at the back. Since Mikel Arteta sold or threw Patrick Aubameyang underneath the bus and got rid of him from your Arsenal, he's been there now, was it 6 years? Over £100 million spent. No silverware. With his own players. Go and look at that second goal from Patrick Aubameyang. No. Support Tongue Twister FC. You leave my tongue alone. I'm not going there with my tongue. That's the one I was looking for. Is that the one that was? Oh, I don't know how to do it. Is there actually a name for that one? I don't even know. No, you see, I even put the wrong one. That's the one. With the smile, with the teary eye. But I think there's one with the lips going. What you like? It is what it is. So there you go. So today, the only club that we actually took my message on as I started the live stream. I'm sure Enzo Maresca at halftime was looking at my live stream. Imagine the scenes. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. They actually scored 3 more goals, but it was disallowed. And I've always said, Chelsea, the jamminess of them, they always get those decisions going. But tonight, they didn't get them. I don't know what happened. They must have upset the referee. Or the VAR referee, wherever that is in Champions League football. But I can say categorically, Chelsea won 3-0 against Barcelona. Lamine Yamal, whom I put on the thumbnail, was just not to be seen. It's Patrick Emerick Aubameyang Blagdian. Listen, these names are getting longer and longer. You guys need to shorten these names, man. It's too long, man. You know what I mean? too long. So Chelsea have. Let's have a look at the table again. Let's see how do I go into. Okay, so literally, Chelsea are in 5th. What I'm looking at right now in the Champions League, quickly, because I need to round it up. Yeah, it's coming up to 11 o'clock. Let's round it up. Real Madrid is still to play tomorrow. Liverpool still to play. Tottenham, although I don't think they will beat PSG. Sporting, they're only on +3. They're on 7 points. Barcelona all the way down in 15th. Big win for Napoli. They needed that. They needed that 3 points today. Where's Juventus? Oh, they also needed that win. It's their first win in the Champions League campaign. Oh, they needed that. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is that with the games that are to be played tomorrow in the Champions League, I expect Liverpool. You know what? I never flip-flop, but I thought Liverpool, Arne Slot will turn it around tomorrow because he's from the Netherlands. They're playing against PSV, but PSV are top of the Dutch Eredivisie. They are top of the Netherlands top league. And I don't think the lad's got it in him to beat him. If he couldn't beat 2 seasons ago, Plymouth Argyle and get knocked out of the cup, they look so shaky. Liverpool defending. And no one fears them. No one fears going to Anfield no more. PSV will be looking at that. No, it's got to be that. If Liverpool don't turn it around tomorrow, I don't think Arne Slot will be the manager. Certainly if he loses against West Ham at the weekend. He won't be the manager there a week before, 2 weeks before the end of this year. So second week in December, I think they'll press the panic button. Just to feel with it as an outsider looking in. But he could turn it around tomorrow. It's got a good whirlpool of good potential youngsters and established players, world-class players at Liverpool to turn it around. He has to earn his corner now. Okay, so Liverpool could, if Liverpool win tomorrow against PSV, they'll go to 12 points. So they'll go to above Chelsea and Real Madrid, whoever they're playing. I have no idea who they're playing. They will also go, if they win, they will also go above Chelsea. Tottenham could also go above Chelsea, but I just don't see Tottenham Hotspur beating PSG. No way, no. Tomorrow I will keep an eye on Arsenal versus Bayern Munich because Ebrieze is up against Michael Elise. In my channel, if you type in Diego C. Palace, Elise, Eze, I've done the very last clip when they were together as Crystal Palace players at the end of the season, of that season that they played together as Crystal Palace players at Selhurst Park. I managed to clip it, and then Michael Elise just wandered off. That was the very last time they were at Selhurst Park. Do you know what? I'm going to put the link on it. How do I do that? I should know how to do that as a content creator. How would I search that in my own? I'm telling people to search it, and I don't even know how to search it, and it's my own channel. Such a dipstick. Wait a minute. Talk about set your own targets. See Palace, Elise, and Eze. What do I get if I come up with that? Yeah, I have. There it is. This is the very start. I'm going to put it in the chat. Oh my God. I'm getting to be a professional, kind of, / content creator. I didn't know I could do that. So this is how you do it. Right, I'm going to put it in the chat. There's probably nobody out there. But this is the last time that this is off my YouTube channel that Michael Olise and Ebrieze were at Selhurst Park as Crystal Palace players. And right at the end there, Olise walks off. I did it in the short, and if you click on the on this one, you can see it in a wide angle. So how do I share that? Copy. So the first link that I've put on there, they're absolute gentlemen, both Michael Olise and Ebrieze. When they asked them for selfies and when I asked them to sign my shirts, they absolutely did. The second one that I've put on there, if you click on that, that is at the end of the season, Michael Olise and Ebrieze as Crystal Palace players at the end of the season, and you can see Michael Olise as a Crystal Palace player for the last time walking off, and I had the lump. I was literally as that the dog little picture there with the face. I was like, ooh. And there I've even got a picture of where he signed it. Ebrieze signed my shirt there. I was buzzing that day. There's Michael Olise with the selfie with me. Absolute gentlemen, both of them. And so the first link is I put on here. Both links above are from my own channel. From the both channel. And the first. How'd you do this? I don't know how to do this. The first is a short upload. Last time, both Eze and Olise at Selhurst Park, and the second is the second is the wide video upload. So the second one, I recommend the second one, because the second one you can actually see the whole wide picture of the lens. Upload of same moment. Eze and Olise at Selhurst Park. Everybody just left them for their own moment, and it was such a sad moment, but I was just proud to be there to see them through that part of that career that they had. But it was I can't find the one that you put on there. I don't know how you search these little pictures. Oh, I can't find it. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm just going to do that one. There you go. But yeah, that was it. So was that wow? Must have been an incredible experience witnessing such. Yeah, watching them it's a privilege to watch the Crystal Palace players develop. Mark Guiu as one of them. That's why there's any Liverpool fans out there. You're not just getting a professional football player. You're getting a man that knows who himself is as a professional football player, how he portrays himself with fellow professionals. For any young women or young men who want to aspire to be part of football, Mark Guiu, if he's not a role model, I don't know what is a good role model for that aspect. So they're getting an amazing player, but they need to treat the club and the player in their approach for him in a polite way. That's the only way I can say it to Liverpool fans out there. Don't come to Selhurst Park and try and shortchange us. At the end of the season, he'll still be at peace and he'll have more options. Do you know what I mean? As a person. Yes, that's right. The dog. They both are, in essence, really both Eze and Mark Gahey in that respect. They've always been simply how they approach the Crystal Palace fans that I've seen, and they've always given time. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes before and after they go to a Selhurst Park or an away match, but they've always been very respectful to the fans that wait for them for signatures, for selfies, and yeah. And Michael Lise, by the way, he never smiles when he does selfies, but that's not quietly entirely true because after one time, actually, if you look at my short and the video, there's a picture of me with a selfie with Michael Lise. After that, he walked further down, and then uh, the there was a crowd. There was two or three young ladies who were of his age, and they asked him for a selfie. And then suddenly, he wasn't like all serious. He was like all smiling. Gold tooth was blinging. The gold chain was blinging. It was like, oh, I'm the lad. You know what I mean? And like everybody was like, how comes he didn't smiling to my shot? You know, I can't. He was like that. That's pretty. Like, he's absolutely. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The dog. Big up to the dog. And so that's that. So there's going to be a lot of players that. What worries me is that if there's too many players that leave Crystal Palace, which could happen, Oliver Glasner might say to you guys are serious about going another step upwards, or if it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. But make no mistake about it, Oliver Glasner, he wants to manage sides that want to win trophies and want to win Premier Leagues and want to win Champions Leagues. And the way Liverpool are in free fall, it kind of worries me a little bit that they won't just make a bid for Mark Gahey in January. They might make a bid for Oliver Glasner, and if they do that, you heard it here first. And why do I say that? As I say that before, when Dougie Freeman landed Oliver Glasner, I said it live at the time when Oliver Glasner landed at Crystal Palace. I said Dougie Freeman has just landed the next Jurgen Klopp type of European top-end managers. He's won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, and before that he had won European trophies. So he's just done what Jurgen Klopp did when he started as a coach and as a youngster. Not as a youngster, as a young coach and manager in the Bundesliga. It's very, very similar. Glasner will suit a big club. A club whose style is to counter, focus on possession. If we're talking in the Premier League, and because I don't want Oliver Glasner to leave, but if make no mistake about this, top European sides in the continent, Ralph Ragnick, who's literally is more like a knight of the realm, if you like, of advising federations and football clubs, certainly in the Bundesliga and other European leagues. He highly rates Oliver Glasner before he was landed by Dougie Freeman. He's already received the knight by Ralph Rangnick and other top European coaches and whatnot. He's very sought after. So much for that not Oliver Glasner, but Jurgen Klopp when he became the sporting director or head of football direction at RB Leipzig. I was surprised he actually went to do work with that football club, RB Leipzig, because RB Leipzig, if you know the infrastructure of German football in the Bundesliga, they're very orientated city-wise, town-based, manufacturing ways. And the way the RB Leipzig evolved as a football club, it kind of went against the model of how Bundesliga clubs in the German football clubs evolved. So, but Jurgen Klopp went there, and he was at every opportunity coming to see what Oliver Glasner has been doing at Crystal Palace. and it's no secret that he's a very strong admirer of Oliver Glasner. He kind of wants him to go and manage RB Leipzig. So the point being is that on your point there, the dog Glasner will suit a big club, as we know his style is to counter and not focus on possession. Um, it's the type of possession, because what it is with Oliver Glasner is the transition. As a spectator, as a Crystal Palace player, when my players at Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park or on away matches, when they acquire the ball or they're about to acquire the ball, you're leaning forward because you know that something's coming. They are all synced to know, let's go through that transition from defending off the ball, high intensity off the ball, working off the ball, defending as a team. If you have to go out of position, if the forward players or a wide player has to come in to help the midfield, whatever, to try and get the ball off the opponent, extra legs, extra miles, then do it. They're all doing that, right? And then boom, when they get hold of it, if Adam Walton gets it, if Jefferson Lerma gets it, if Daichi Kamada gets it, ping it out to the wide before he'll be able to Ebriese, or ping it out to Daniel Munoz at the moment, ping it out to Ismail Assar, you name it, whether it's down the right hand side or left hand side, you ping it somewhere. And then if he comes back in, you got JP there, you got you see what Eddie Nketiah is doing, excellent work that he's doing when he gets the opportunity to come on the pitch as well. Everyone is getting stuck in. Is the possession, is the transition that I think Oliver Glasner focuses so much. And what worries me, well, no, because I'm going to enjoy the season, I'm enjoying it, but if Oliver Glasner continues to land another trophy at Crystal Palace this season, may not make about it. If Arteta at Arsenal doesn't land a trophy, if Pep Guardiola doesn't land a trophy this season, if Enzo Maresca doesn't land a trophy this season, and Palace are losing all their players, and Glasner's thinking, are we serious about this, people? Is, it is what it is. There'll be clubs in the Premier League that were looking after him. And look what's happening with Liverpool. That's the one that's slightly scaring me at the moment. People have been focusing so much on Mark Gahey. That's done and dusted. The man will move. He's at peace with himself. He'll be fine in the next club, the next project that he's going to go in his career. But if too many players, good players, Premier League players, leave my Crystal Palace, I fear what Oliver Glasner might say to himself, like, come on, I want to take the club to win a Premier League. That kind of thing. So it's got to be there. So it is what it is. Right, ladies and gentlemen, big up to the dog, and I'm going to go through everyone in the chat. Oh yeah, I didn't do my predictions, did I? How do I turn this down? Quickly going to do my predictions for tomorrow. Oh no, what have I done? Hold on, I just pressed on something. How do I know? Oh yeah, look, it's 3 hours, so that's it. Yesterday was 3 hours. I'm going to stop now in 3 hours. I'm going to quickly do my predictions for tomorrow and call it a day. For me, I think that 2 weeks before the beginning of the transfer window, you know what? I'm going to search that now. I know every club is going to be linked to my players and my manager. Oh, I don't even want to give myself a headache on this. When does the transfer window start? I swear. Let me just type on that. It's Thursday the 1st. Right. The 1st of January. So, okay, fair enough. It's a Thursday. I swear, the week before that, if the expectation of some football fans out there in their clubs is not where it ought to be with what they've got in management at their football club and players. Oh my God, I'm going to dread it. They're just going to be linked to our players and my manager. Every single one of them. I'm starting to get a headache just thinking about it. Starts on Thursday, the 1st of January, 2026. And it closes 4 hours earlier than past 7 seasons. Good. It closes early on the 2nd of February. Oh my God. That's going to be a mad time for me as a Palace fan. But we will survive. We will survive. I will survive. Okay, now I'm going to do it quickly. Big up to everybody. I'm just going to do my predictions for tomorrow. And I'm going to call it quits. I'm not going to write them down because I'm too tired. Wednesday. Oh my God, there's so many matches on tomorrow. And I didn't look at the very quickly. I just keeping an eye on what's going on in the Championship because I'm not having. Did Millwall play? I don't want them anywhere near the playoffs. Anywhere near the playoffs today. No, they didn't. Oh, I thought Swansea City were going to win against Derby County. Did they score first? Oh no, they scored in the 90th minute. Didn't they just change their manager? They got a late goal, Swansea City. Derby County scored 2 goals in each half. Southampton beat Leicester 3-0. Oh my days. So let's quickly. But the big one is Frank Lampard. Coventry City, they beat Middlesbrough 4-2. And they're on 40 points, 10 points ahead of having played the same amount of games as Stoke City. So it's for them to lose that automatic place, really. They've still got a way to go. But they've got a 10-point cushion, having played 17 games, the same as Stoke City and Middlesbrough. And both Middlesbrough and Stoke City are on 30 points, and Coventry are on 40. I suppose for Frank Lampard is to keep his players fit. It's between Stoke City, Middlesbrough, Ipswich Town, and Preston North End, I would say, for that second automatic place. And at the bottom, Swansea City have just lost 4 in a row. And Sheffield United won recently. They beat Sheffield Wednesday away. That was live on TV. I saw that, a little bit of that. That's quite interesting. Good. Millwall lost the last game, drew the last one, and lost the last one before that. That's what I want to see. If there's any fans from the Championship, can you pull your finger out and make sure Millwall goes nowhere near those playoffs? I'm not having that. Not having that at all. If you know, you know. Okay, let's stop being bitter. Okay, my predictions for tomorrow. I'm on the fence of which one to do. Shall I do Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, or concentrate on a change of fortunes for Liverpool fans? Arsenal slot's got to be PSV. I mean, PSV are top of the Eredivisie Dutch league, but oh my days. I'm not going to do predictions for all the matches tomorrow. I'm going to start with Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Both teams having lost in their domestic competitions and European competitions. They're doing really well. Luis Diaz alongside Harry Kane, the likes of Michael Olise up against the Arsenal. those bitter Arsenal fans. As an outsider, I don't understand how and why the majority of the Arsenal fans out there are happy with Mikel Arteta being there for 6 years, over £100 million spent, and no trophies. As an outsider looking at that football club, I just don't. I can't put my. I'm like, just keep Mikel Arteta there, because you know they're not going to win any trophies. But I could be wrong. Why? Because Mikel Arteta is going around waving his arms in celebration every time Ebrieze wins a game for him. Ebrieze was not created as a top-end elite Premier League football player by Mikel Arteta. I'm just saying that, people. I'm just saying that because it's true. Okay? But he's there, not salty because he's gone to play to his club that he loves and he wants to play for. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Really. Look into my eye. What I'm saying is that hat-trick that he scored against Tottenham Hotspur, at the North London derby that just happened, the way it evolved, he's had that in him all the time that he's been at Crystal Palace, especially when we play against Tottenham Hotspur. Back to Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I think Vincent Kompany will be looking at that performance of Granit Xhaka playing with his New Sunderland side and getting that 2-2 against Arsenal. I think that's half the key to frustrate the agenda by Mikel Arteta's tactics. And what is that? Defensive football, set piece, winning games on set pieces, and just winning ugly. Against Tottenham Hotspur, that's the North London derby. You got to ask a Tottenham Hotspur fan and an Arsenal fan. They'll explain to you what that means, and I can't because I'm not up there in North London. So you got to ask them. But putting that result aside, it's defensive winning by Mikel Arteta. It's all set pieces. It's how to frustrate the opponent to stop any open flow of football and winning on a set piece. Arsenal have not had to defend against the likes of Harry Kane, as an example, Michael Olise, and Luis Diaz. But it is at the Emirates Stadium. 8 o'clock tomorrow. What's my prediction? Bayern Munich. They beat the last game in the Champions League. They beat PSG. Not at home, but away. So they've beaten the Champions League winners. If you know, you know. That was their last opponent in the Champions League. So they've beaten the champion. Arsenal have beaten Slavia Prague in the Champions League in the last match, and they won 3-0. Arsenal have not had to. Have they played Paris Saint-Germain? No, they haven't. You get my point. So it's not because Eze landed at Arsenal that I'm saying this. Can you imagine an Eze and Olise square up to each other and say, right, I'm going to tear you apart? Nah, they've got too much respect for each other. But can you imagine if it all kicks off between this? Nah, it won't, man. They've got too much heart and love to each other, man. Too much respect for each other. Oh. Is it a question as a Crystal Palace fan? Do I side with Marco Lise or Ebrieze? You can't do that. You can't do that. Now you got to do it how it is. The fact that Bayern Munich in the previous Champions League fixture they beat the current Champions League winners, PSG 2-1 away from home. Arsenal, the last previous Champions League fixture that they had, they beat the worst team in the competition in Slavia Prague, or one of the worst ones. Not the worst, I suppose. Give them credit; they are in the Champions League, and my Palace isn't. So I live in the real world. Boy. I'm looking at the midfield. Attacking options wide. The thing is, I see more goals in the Bayern Munich approach to play football. Arsenal will be playing to frustrate Bayern Munich and to try and win on a set piece. Right, I've made up my mind. Sorry, no, I'm not sorry, Arsenal fans. I'm going to say it. I think it'll be a close encounter, a very close encounter with these two sides. But Arsenal are going to show up to play. It's going to be Bayern Munich who are going to turn up to try and win the game in open play transitional football. And Arsenal are going to try and play a defensive and try and win on a set piece. That's got to be the narrative of it. That's the way I see it. Attacking wide areas and through the lines. Bayern Munich. Is Gyökeres available for tomorrow for Arsenal? I don't know. I'm going Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 3. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm not going to apologise to Arsenal fans. I just think Bayern Munich, in the previous Champions League fixture, they beat the champions, PSG. Arsenal, you know, had to do that. And they've got so much attacking prowess. On the right-hand side, they've got Lise. On the left-hand side, they've got Luis Colombiano. They've got ex-Liverpool player. They've got a Harry Kane up top. Now, it'll be Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 3. But the scoreline might seem that Bayern Munich walked it through. I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be a lot closer, but it'll end up Bayern Munich with 3 points and with the 2-goal margin of a win. Or it could be Arsenal 0, Bayern Munich 2. Now I'm going to go Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 3. That's my prediction. I'm going to stick with that. Oh my days, there's another juicy one. Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan. Oh my God, there's so many good games tomorrow. Oh, I hope I can do this, the live stream. Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid with Gallagher linked to clubs like Manchester United and probably return to the Premier League with other Premier League clubs. They're hot and cold, Atletico Madrid, with Diego Simeone there. But Inter haven't lost. I'm going to do a prediction for that one. I'm going Atletico Madrid 0, Inter Milan 2. And I'm going to leave the Liverpool to last. Olympiacos versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid need to get back to winning ways in the Champions League. OMG times. Obviously, they lost to Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah, this is going to sway my prediction for tomorrow for Liverpool versus PSV. Man, if at home you can beat Real Madrid, your deadly arch rivals. I mean, the not banter, the baggage, the anger, the frustration that Liverpool fans I expect have versus Real Madrid fans. I think it's off the scale. As a Crystal Palace fan, I have no idea how to describe that because of the history of both of those two clubs, of what's happened previously in the Champions Leagues and how the fans have been treated, how the players have been treated on the pitch, etc., etc. For Liverpool to win at home at Anfield and having such a that's about the only hope that I think Liverpool fans are still hoping on with Arne Slot, their manager. He's got to beat PSV tomorrow. If at home you can beat Real Madrid, you've got to be able to beat PSV. It's so big. About PSV and no mugs, they are top of the Everest. Okay, so I'm going Olympiacos 0, Real Madrid 3. Real Madrid's back to winning ways. Next up, Paris Saint-Germain, Tottenham Hotspur. Oh my days. Oh my days. Paris Saint-Germain 4, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And I think I'm being generous there. An early goal for Tottenham, but then Paris Saint-Germain just turn in on the Jazz. They want to put right that Bayern Munich beat them in the previous Champions League fixture. It's going to be chicken tonight for Paris Saint-Germain. I think they're going to cook the Tottenham Hotspur chicken on that ball. Real talk. Okay, I'm going to round it off now, everybody. Last of all, Liverpool versus PSG tomorrow. I'm going to keep an eye on both of them. Liverpool versus PSG and Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I'm going to go for he's got to do it. If it's not, he's toast. Absolute toast. I'm going to go Liverpool 2, PSV 0. There you go. I think you have to find and travel very far to find a Liverpool fan to understand where they would have got that prediction. The reason why I say that is Arne Slot is from the Netherlands. He should, with the Liverpool Premier League champions title around his shoulder, as in the UFC or in boxing, he should be able to find, with the net spend players that he's had in January, the previous Champions League fixture, he beat Real Madrid at Anfield. He's up against PSV. He shouldn't be conceded any goals. And that could be the turning point for him to connect with his players and turn that form, not just in the Champions League, but in the Premier League and in any other competition that he has to be responsible for as the Liverpool manager, with the squad of players that he has available to then just kickstart their season. I'm going Liverpool 2, PSV 0. I'm going Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 3, Atletico Madrid. I'm going to change that. Atletico Madrid 1, Inter Milan 2. I don't think I said that first thing. And Olympiacos 0, Real Madrid 2. And Paris Saint-Germain 4, Tottenham Hotspur 1. If they play and perform in the same way they defended against Arsenal. The fact that Paris Saint-Germain in the previous Champions League fixture, they lost to Bayern Munich. They want to go back into the next match in the competition and make a statement. Make no mistake, they're the champions of Europe. If Tottenham defend how they defended against Arsenal, they're getting cooked. It's going to be chicken on a barbecue, man. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys alone there. And Sheffield Wednesday, they're playing away at Millwall in the Championship. You know what you have to do, Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, but you guys are somewhere near the bottom of the Championship. Oh, no, I don't even want to look at that. Why did I even look at that? Why did I even look at that? So if they do a number on Sheffield Wednesday, which they are at the bottom of the Championship, that means Millwall are going to go into the playoff area. That's like so going to ruin my evening tomorrow. I'm not going to have nightmares, but it's going to piss me off. If my Palace don't win trophy this season and Millwall get promoted, no, I'm not having that. I mean, it will be 6 points next season, but no, I'm not having it. Can you imagine Millwall home and away fixture against West Ham United fans? Let's just leave that there. Big game tomorrow as well. Sporting's versus Club Brugge. That'll be interesting as well, then. Right. There's my predictions. Oh, no, that's going to ruin my evening tomorrow. I don't even know why I looked at that. I don't know why I looked at that. Absolute numpty. Right, predictions tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 3. So I'm just saying it again so I don't forget. Atletico Madrid 1, Inter Milan 2. Liverpool 2, PSV 0. Olympiacos 0, Real Madrid 2, and Paris Saint-Germain, they're going to score 4. Tottenham Hotspur, well and truly roasted chicken 1. They're going to get cooked. I just can't see them getting the draw. Not after Paris Saint-Germain losing to Bayern Munich in the previous Champions League fixture. They want chicken tonight. They want to be fed. Michelin star. It's French, you know. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. It's how do I know? Oh, I better leave it alone. What happens if you press here? There's some new features that they've done here. But I'm too scared to press it in case I might. No, let's just finish the stream. Like I always finish it. Okay. Good evening, and thank you very much to the dog, Malcolm Ewobi Lover. That's why they do that on purpose. It's some long name, man. Just keep it short. No more than 5 letters. Big up to the dog. A massive thank you to Midnight 57. Thank you very much for dropping in. Missed anybody else? A thank you to All Football 90. Oh, big up to Henry Smith Comedy. Crystal Palace fan, go and subscribe to him. And also go and subscribe to All Football 90. I'm only shouting at people that drop in to say hello to people in the chat. And I genuinely just saying hello, nothing else. So big up to Henry Smith Comedy. Go and subscribe to him. And a big thank you to Demo1168. And also a massive thank you to DJ Mar. It's clear, mate. Thank you very much for doing that. So for the time, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that's it. Congratulations to Chelsea, and commemorations for Manchester City and to Newcastle United. But there's still more football to be played. I expect for them in the Champions League. So, and of course, the January transfer window is still to be reached and done and dusted. So there's a lot of things to happen. And all right, thank you very much, everyone. Oh my God, I've got 8 likes. You guys are amazing. How'd you? If you're watching on playback, please keep hitting the likes. If you can help me get to 10 likes, that would be amazing. Anything near 5 likes, the fact that I've been away for 6 months or more. Thank you very much. Massive thank you to everyone out there who has kept subscribing at Diego C. Palace. I'll try and continue to do a bit more content other than just lives, just finding the time. And but yeah, thank you for hanging in there and keep subscribing and liking and whatnot. And please set notification bells on, and if you can, share it. It'll be great. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a pleasant evening of football, as I have. Kind of, I think. Adam Walton, Daniel Munoz, Mark Gahey, Oliver Glasner, just to name a few. They're not for sale. All right? They're staying as Palace Eagles. All right? We are Palace. We are Palace. Super Palace. From Surnest. Look at that FA Cup. The Duckling is still happy. Good night from the Duckling and from me. Good night. Take care.